With our biggest event of the year finished last month, you're probably wondering what's going on with all the roster moves, what some of the players think with the way that they finished at the event, and maybe you'd like some further insight from people who aren't us about how the Six Invitational in Paris unfolded. Well, good news. Today in our post-SI Super Show, we've got two great guests for you. In the top right corner, starting off, you might recognize him as somebody that Jesse referred to as one of the best, if not the greatest Swedish player in the game right now. Noah from Team Secret joins us. For those that were unfamiliar, Team Secret finished in second place at SI. It's been an incredible run for Secret over the last calendar year, and we're going to dive into talking with Noah in just a moment. But once Noah is done, because he has so graciously given us some time in between his scrims, we're going to be bringing on Spiker from Wildcard to conclude this episode. So two guests, separate interviews. Let's start with Noah. Noah, first and foremost, welcome. Congratulations. I know it sounds silly to say congratulations on second place, but hopefully now that you're a bit far removed from the event, you can be proud of the result and happy with ultimately where you finished.
Yeah, I'm very proud of us, of course, but I still can't look at any of the videos or anything from the final. Like I've watched all the games that we won, but I still can't I still stay away from anything when it comes to the grand finals. I think it hurt a little bit more because we knew it was winnable, but yeah.
That's fair.
First question for you is going to be right off the rip here. The beginning of the grand finals looked like FaZe Clan was going to walk away with a very fast 3-0. You
Yeah.
guys ended up course correcting, but a little bit too late. Did you start slow? Was that a secret problem? Or were FaZe really that good that you just had to adapt to them and it took you some time?
I think in the beginning we just started I think we started pretty slow. Like our gunfights didn't connect like we were used to, so we didn't have the same answers to the problems. I think in the games before them, our gunfights would kind of carry us in the problems that would come up, but because we didn't have that in the beginning of the first couple of games, we couldn't fight back as much. And then we tried to course correct before the third map, but it kind of didn't work out, and they were playing insanely good. Like Handy was just putting us down, so when it came to the third map, I think we finally just tried to find any answer we could, and the answer was basically just to start, picking up the gunfights a little bit more, start winning those out, start making sure that we're actually in the game together. Savage was doing amazing that entire fortress. He was calling everything we needed to do, so we could all just focus on shooting them.
It was one thing that observers who are not as smart as me, or sorry, who are smarter than me, have picked up on. Now, obviously, I am surrounded by experts here. I am the least knowledgeable person about Rainbow Six's mechanical and strategic element on this show. There's no denying that. From my basic standpoint, and from what some of the other broadcasters were saying, it did look like you guys were a bit scared to take engagements, which seemed a bit odd because in the entire run up to the grand finals, the one thing that both you and Joom seemed to be was completely fearless. You guys were matching up against the best of the best. Why did it take you time for your guns to come online? Was it a mix of nerves playing in such a big event, playing in the grand finals of the biggest event of the year? Was it maybe you guys got some poor sleep the night before? Take us through why it took you some time for your guns to finally start finding their targets?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it had much value, but for me, the game before the grand final was obviously very exhausting. Like we had two best of threes against two really good teams, and we put in as much energy as possible in those games. I think I had almost 600 to 700 milligrams of caffeine that day against the Falcons and W7M. Like I was cranking the
Jesus.
Red Bulls almost every single map. So I think coming into the FaZe game, I wouldn't. Maybe I was a little bit scared, or maybe the gunfights just I didn't have the same confidence because maybe I was a little bit tired and I didn't have the same energy. But once I started, getting those Red Bulls in me for the grand final and map 3 came up, I think I was two Red Bulls in by that point. So then I was just okay. Then I was back to my normal caffeine intake for the day. So I started playing better. For Joom, I'm not really sure what activated him on the third map. I think it was just the fact that he could just focus on his own game.
Fair
To
enough.
my experts here, jump in.
For me watching, it seemed. I mean, I guess winning gunfights does have to be part of that, but for me watching, it seemed almost like, yeah, just overall, you guys were more passive and just kind of letting FaZe do their thing and not really interrupting them or trying to trying to complicate the round basically for them.
Yeah.
On the first two maps, that's what I kind of seem to notice. And I think that's always been a strength of your guys' team is making the round messy and scrappy. You guys like to play like more chaotic split kind of style, and yeah, just like make the round kind of messy. And FaZe definitely prefers the opposite of like
Yeah.
taking their time, getting to do what they want to do. And I felt like on the first two maps, you guys didn't really get in the way, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
obviously, winning gunfights is part of that. Like you have to win gunfights in order to do that. There's obviously other ways to do it as well, right? Like
Yeah.
just in terms of like coordinating the plays. But that's what it seemed like to me. And I think on Fortress, yeah, something clicked. I think it was like after, I forget what it was. It was like maybe after 4 defenses that you guys played, 3 or
I
4
think it was 3
defenses.
rounds that we lost. And
Yeah, it
then,
was like 3 or
we
4.
finally started. Yeah.
And it was like
Yeah.
you guys were in good spots in the rounds multiple times, and then it seemed like you guys just like played it super passive, and then every time they just found an answer, found the picks, and brought it
Yeah.
back. And then I think you guys kind of realized, all right, like let's not give them room to breathe, kind of thing. And then
Exactly.
it became a game then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Savage said something really important during that time. I think it was like because we always said that we didn't want to regret the way we were playing at the final. Like we wanted to give everything that we could. And he said, like, I think after those couple rounds, he just said, like, play the way you want to play and don't play to regret anything. Like all the decisions that you want to do, like if you want to play aggressive in any objective, any area, you just do it and you just play together and like play to not regret anything the next day. And that's like, I think after those couple rounds that we lost on Fortress, I think that's when it really set in. And we were like, okay, we're just going to do everything that we feel is the best for the game.
Okay. Yeah. It seemed like that. It seemed
Yeah.
like that was like the turning point to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions, but you just led with Savage right there, so I want to actually talk
Mhm.
about Savage real quick because I think there's a lot of people like there's not really content much about him, and I think
No.
for me, I think he's one of probably like, and he's in the category of the top 3 IGLs right now because I think Secret, you guys play the meta extremely fucking well this entire year. I think he's been very impressive. Like, what is it about Savage for those who like don't know? Like, what makes him such a good IGL or like good to play for? Because it sounds like he's very motivational. Is that true? Because
Yeah.
a lot of the outside noise seems to be he's kind of shitting on you guys. He's kind of yelling at you guys all the time, right? I think we've talked about that on this podcast before, where you guys are gonna break up because he's just yelling at you. But I'm curious on the inside.
I mean, he definitely keeps us grounded, like in any situation. Like he'll be the first one to say anything if we're playing like shit or if we're not, doing what we're supposed to do. And I think that's just the greatness about him. Like he really wants to win, and he shows it in any way that he has to. So if it's a tournament like this where we're playing, but we're not playing the best we can, or he feels like we're not using ourselves like the best way, I think he's the first one to always say, like, whether it's in an aggressive way, if we're doing it pretty bad, then he might be a bit more aggressive. But in the SI final, he was a bit more like motivational, and he would be like saying, guys, like he is the person basically that gives me the most confidence in the team because he takes on like everything that when it comes to like leading the game, the way the enemies are going to play, the way we're going to play, everything. He's just insane at doing that. He just takes over the rounds with the comms. And he also gives me the most confidence because I don't have to think of how to answer the round that much. He already does it. I can just play my game, and I think that's what makes him like the best IGL in the world for me because he's so smart when it comes to the game. He knows the game like I've never ever seen anyone else know it. Yeah, and he's like the pillar of our team. He's gonna be the first one to call us out if we're doing shitty, but he's also gonna be the first one to motivate us, and pick us up if we need it.
Statistically, Mint, did you have another question? You said you had 2, right? Or did you ask both?
Another one is about one of the maps, but if you want to keep talking about Savage,
I was going to talk a little bit about Savage here because I think
Yeah.
this is a great thing. For me, obviously, less of a statistical or less of a strategic element and more of a statistical element. Noah, you, Jum, and Adrian had far and away your best seasons and best years of your career. Obviously, all of Team Secret did well, right? Like, we're expecting that you guys are going to be playing really well when you're consistently making finals or at least making deep runs to the finals. But, when you look at Jum and Adrian, Adrian in particular had a terrible LAN debut at the Montreal Major just a couple years ago, right? Like, to the point where he was one of the worst rated EU players, and a lot of fingers were pointed in his direction. Jum was good, but certainly not where he's at right now. You've obviously steadily improved throughout your career to the point where, you're a world beater now as well. How much of this is you guys figuring out your game? How much of this is understanding the meta? And how much of this is Savage getting the most out of all of these players? Because a good IGL can turn an average player into a god, but can also take a godlike player and make them realize their potential to play at the level that you all are playing at, because you all look sensational.
Yeah. I think all of us had like the potential. Obviously, Joom, I think, is in a bit of a different category than me and Adrian when it comes to the way he acts and the way he carries himself, like outside of the game. I think he's just Joom. Like, I don't know how else to explain him as a character, but he's just like you can tell him what he's doing wrong. You can tell him like how to improve and everything, but he's just so good. Like when it comes to it, like to the actual important games, to the actual points, he's gonna do it. But I think from what I've seen, like, and that's not saying he doesn't put in work, Joom as well. Like he does his own stuff. But what I've seen from Adrian, like this year, he's been, every single scrim, he was just working with our coaches, Twister and Vivas, talking about like what he could improve on. So he's like a very, very hard worker. And obviously, for me, like before I joined this team, I don't even think I knew what Siege how it was played. To be honest, after this, like Savage has taught me so much about the game, and I didn't understand how to play with my feeling before. And I think that's the most important thing that Savage brought out of me is how to play the game based on instinct as well, like how to correct your instincts in the game, and also just play the game off what feels right and what doesn't. Like in the final, I think I did so many things based off of just the fact that it felt right. Not maybe it wasn't the best on paper, but I would just do it because I trusted my feeling, and that's because of Savage. He's built up that feeling for me.
Interesting.
Is that how you're
Yeah.
playing CCTV? Just off feeling?
Pretty
Destroying
much,
people?
yeah.
I was actually talking to Noah about this. He was saying that it's his favorite spot in the game. I could
That
not
you
believe that.
sicko.
I've never heard someone say that. Like, I don't even know if I've heard someone say they like that spot. Never mind, it's their favorite spot in the game to play.
You talking CC border?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a few spots in almost every map where are the suicide spots that I just love to play, and CC is my favorite one because Border's an aggressive map, like at its core, and all you have to do basically, like what I learned when I first started here, was just to play aggressive in CC. So then I just started playing aggressive, and I just fell in love with the position because I could just do what I love most, which is just to take gunfights. So after that, CC just became my most fun spot, and after that, it was like if you get one kill in CC when they're pushing you, you're kind of done your job. And
Yeah.
I just love that feeling.
So
Yeah, I
you're
think
just
I
a
had,
masochist. You just love suffering in terrible
Yeah.
spots.
And I love destroying their round.
That's fair.
As Ella, right?
Yeah.
Because I think I had
Oh.
Kenny in the call with me when we were watching your
Yeah.
order one time. I think you told him the map, and you were like, I'm going to be playing Ella 6 out of 6 rounds. Woo. And sure enough, you're just always
Yeah.
on Ella in there.
I don't know what happened this SI, but I just fell in love with the Scorpion like at the boot camp. And then I just like whenever we play Border, I'm allowed to basically play whatever I want as long as I do my job. So I just started playing Ella like every single round, and
Nice.
it just works out.
I just wanted to ask a very quick question here. We tend to see this at SIs for whatever reason. People that don't tune into like the scrims, people who don't tune into the qualifiers, all this stuff will just like creep up on you. Troy obviously will recall he won his second hammer against the TCSG meta that we saw that was popularized quite widely during SI. This event, it was the Scorpions. Obviously, Denari is very, very strong, and I feel like the Scorpion is a no-brainer up against the FMG. But it was impossible to ignore Ella and Denari on like almost every single round of almost every single map. Where does this come from, and do you think we're going to see those two operators continue to receive sustained play moving forward?
I mean, for me, as long as they don't nerf the guns, I'm gonna keep playing it as much as I can. So I think there was even a map, I think it was Border actually against Falcons in the finals, where they target banned Ella on Border because I was playing it like every round. So I mean, for me, the gun is just too good, and the utility is just too good. Like people love to run shields, people love to just push. So they have traps, and you have the impacts, barbed wire if you need it. Denari is obviously like if you play a map where there's a lot of windows and they're trying to jump in windows, like Denari is just the best because he can deny his shields, he can deny anyone just jumping in and trying to take gunfights. So for me, I think it's gonna keep going until they try to nerf like the gun or the utility.
Yeah, I think it's more so down to the traps they have. I think they have, like, other than Malusi, they have the best coverage. But the problem with Malusi is that it's so easy to just hack and like get rid of, and
Yeah.
you're basically worried the whole round. And she's slow, is the other issue. But Ella, if you run her, it's 2 barbed wire, 3 traps. That's like 5 pieces of coverage, and then
Yep.
it's also like Twitch alone doesn't deal with it because there's still the barbed wire. So it kind of fucks with like attacker lineups. Similar with Denari, shield, and the traps. So like one op doesn't kind of deal with them all. And also both are just like insane against shields, whereas like Fenrir and Mel don't really do that much.
Yeah.
What was up
There's
with
a,
the T5 play?
They tease that firecracker operator to be a shield counter too. So help is also on the way.
We'll see what happens with that.
There are plenty out there. There are plenty of counters.
There's a lot.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Jens, if you don't have a question, I wanted to ask about something before we got to the grand finals, and that was the match that I ended up casting, which I don't know about you guys. I mean, you might be a bit biased, Noah, here. I think it was one of the better stage matches that we saw, which was obviously Falcons Secret. For the last like 2 years, from both a community and a casting perspective, there has been so much ink spilled on Falcons making the grand finals of Paris, right? Like this is like Destiny. I think my line was like a date with Destiny in the City of Love. And it was like I had actually written that line down for Falcons if they made it to the grand finals, but I felt it fit you guys actually even better in your matchup against them. But walk me through this as a player, because obviously I've never been there. A great deal of our audience have never competed probably in any organized sport or esport at a high level. When you're loading into that Falcons game, is there any consideration whatsoever for like the storyline? Are you like, oh my God, like we have to beat Falcons? Like this is such like a big event just beyond our matchup. Like the consequences of this game are huge. The storyline is huge. Or is that just stupid nonsense that you don't care about and you just shut it out and you're
All
like
about the storyline. Yeah.
Mhm.
Players
It's all
love the
about it.
storyline.
That's not what
Just
I'm
like
saying.
you,
What I'm saying
Parker.
is that
They
am
actually
certain-
said in the huddle, they're like, guys, this is a date with Destiny in the City of Love. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking loser.
Look, I'm not saying
Oh my
that they
God.
actively think this, but I have to imagine that there's probably a bunch of things going through your head. And I do wonder if like you put pressure on yourselves. Did you feel like when you go up against a team like Falcons, obviously they have been one of Europe's most successful teams, even though they haven't been winning, they've still been making a lot of grand finals. You're in Paris. The narrative has been maybe obnoxiously around Falcons, even though you guys are making a pretty good run for yourselves. Is that a consideration, or is that stupid nonsense and just bullshit that you just like black out or block out?
I mean, for me, I love the storylines. Like I love the ideas when it comes to it. But I don't focus on it in like that type of way where it's like, oh my God, there's so much weight on this. Oh my God, they're gonna do this. Like Shaiko's gonna be the #1 in Paris. He's gonna win. It's finally his turn. No, it's not. It's not the way I think about it. The way I think about it more is like I love destroying the storylines. So like at EWC, like when Stompin was having their run with G2, I was like, we need to destroy the storyline. I was so excited to win against them because then the storyline is over. Like they don't have the Cinderella run. And it was the same. It was the same against Falcons. Like I was just thinking, oh my God, like I can't wait to destroy their storyline now because now like they won't be able to finish in the tournament. So that's the only times like I ever think about it, the storylines usually.
That's the more fun side to be on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's way more fun when you don't have the pressure of like you being the hero in the storyline. Is way more fun to just being okay. I'm just gonna destroy it. Then everyone's just thinking this is gonna happen.
You start making shit up. That's all.
Yeah,
you just start making stories up.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
What was there was a PK Subban quote. For people who don't follow hockey, PK Subban was for a long time like one of the most prominent defensemen in the game. Played on the Montreal Canadiens, and he was basically asked before his team Montreal, who are notorious rivals with the Boston Bruins, before the Montreal Canadiens were going to Boston to play in Boston for Game 7. Somebody asked him about facing Boston at home and dealing with their fans and the crowd, etc. And his quote is like one of the hardest quotes I've ever heard. And he goes, I can't wait for the crowd, the noise, and the energy in the building. And then I can't wait to take that all away from them. And that seems to line up with your belief system where it's like, I don't give a shit about pressure. I don't give a shit about storylines. I don't care about advantages. All I want to do is break your hopes and dreams. Pretty much, I feel like that's just boss ass energy.
Yeah, I mean that's the like Troy said, that's the more fun side of it. When you're on the side of like you have the pressure of the storyline and everything, then it's not as fun. But when you're on the side of no one's looking at you, everyone's paying attention to the enemy team, then it's way more fun.
Let's talk a little bit about rosters because I know you're conscious of time because we are being loaned a team secret player in between scrims here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume you can't talk about it, but it is public knowledge at this point that both Adrian and Joom have moved off of the team. Joom, we don't know where he's going. The Reddit detectives have found that he added .g2 to his name, but then other
Nice.
Reddit detectives have seen that he's been playing with Falcons players. So who knows? Maybe he's joining 100 Thieves in North America and he's just throwing us all off the case here.
He's actually upstairs at my house right now.
He's boot camp,
Right
but he's
behind
the new
Troy.
Shopify
Yeah.
Rebellion. He's a 6th player. He's not even a starter for you.
We brought
He's
him
on the
over as a
bench.
sub, and he, yeah,
Adrian has been announced as a player on Wildcard. Obviously, we have Spiker coming up on the show in probably about half an hour or so. So we'll be able to talk to him about Adrian joining the team to replace Dash. But I mean, did you go into the event knowing that the end of the road was likely coming for this roster? And if so, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, I think we went into the event knowing that Adrian and Joom's contracts were up after SI, and we kind of knew that, like, you know, they've had 2 really good years. Like, they were 2 really good players. Teams other than us might have, like, you know, bigger pockets than Secret do. So, you know, you never know what's gonna happen. But we went into the SI actually joking. Like, I think the first day we were even joking about, you know, teams picking up Joom or Adrian. So we kind of just made it like a lighthearted thing in the team. We didn't put too much weight on it. We still knew that we had a job to do in the tournament, and we all wanted to win. So I think everyone expected, like, we all expected us to have a pretty good run at SI. We didn't have the best boot camp going into it, but we once we get to the tournaments, usually we lock in and play better. But yeah, we about the 2 players, we always knew that it was a possibility that they could leave after. So we just wanted to do the best we could while we still had them.
Do you think there was any way they were going to stick around? Like, if you'd ended up winning the event, do you think they stick around, or you think it was mostly a foregone conclusion that they were moving on?
I think even if we won, to be honest, I still think that they would have, you know, wanted to explore different things and do different things. I think we had a really good team, of course, but at some point, you know, people want to move on and do different things and have different experiences. Like Adrian wanted to go to NA, and Joom, you know, he going to his other place.
in NA.
Other place.
In NA.
He's in Troy's kitchen right now.
Yeah.
They're both. Adrian's there as well, just for fun.
Yeah.
Troy's just inviting all of them over. I'm assuming you can't talk about who's replacing them. Do you have replacements locked in, or are you still exploring your options? Because you got some time until your next match.
No, we got them locked in already. I think our trials are usually pretty fast. We like to see their character and the people that we're picking up, of course, and then once we know how they are, we'll usually know how they are in game as well from stats or previous experiences with other teams. So we got 2 new players pretty fast after the trial started.
How long did you guys do like trials for? Like, how many people did you try?
I think we tried a few. I'm not sure the exact number, but I think we had like maybe a week, a little less of trials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say the players that you're getting, without saying the names, obviously, like, are you going to be able to play like your same play style, or because you're getting 2 new players on a team, is it something where you guys are going to kind of figure out a new identity?
I mean, so far it's still pretty fresh, but I think we like our play style that we have. Obviously, we saw me and Mowgli as like the 2 pretty aggressive players. And with the new players, I think they're going to be able to match us pretty well. So I think we're going to be able to keep our play style. I think if anything, we're just going to be able to improve the way we come up with different answers than, you know, our aggression. And I think that's going to just help us as a team.
That was actually a question, Mint. You phrased it actually a lot better than I was going to, because I was going to say, like, you took the idea out of my brain, but you said it nicer, and I was actually struggling with how to do it without A, getting Noah in trouble, and B, not sounding like an asshole. But I basically wanted to be like, are you guys going to suck balls like right away? Or are you going to take some time to like get better? Like,
that's well phrased.
I mean, look, no matter who it is, like the greatest teams can make a roster move, and it'll take like 3 months to get up to speed. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer, you know, especially if there's like a big meta swing. Like, you can bring somebody in for the existing meta, and then all of a sudden they introduce something mid-season, or a certain operator gets discovered or whatever, and next thing you know, there's a knock-on effect, and the whole meta changes on its head, and it's like, well, everything we planned for is now gone kaput. So, but no, I mean, if the trust you have in Savage, which is one of the biggest takeaways so far,
Yeah.
from this conversation is as high as it is and as well earned as it sounds like it is, then as long as you've got players who are as ready to learn and as capable as guys like Joom and Adrian, and I mean Twister is also seemingly a hell of a coach from what I've heard.
Yeah.
He's been on the show before. He's extremely well spoken. He's got great eyes for the game. If you've got this incredible support system and you've got players that are hungry to learn and fit into the system, then it might take some time. Like I don't think anybody's expecting you to immediately make a grand final again, especially with 2 roster moves. But it's still definitely doable, right? It just might be a minor. What is it? The minor setback for a major comeback is the thing everybody says.
I mean, when I first joined, we had Reload as kind of our tester event. And then, we got comfortable with each other more and more. And once we got to EWC, obviously we won. So I think we'll probably have that same here. But I think that without saying anything, our players are pretty experienced and they have a lot of experience. So I think they'll be able to fit in pretty fast in comparison to other players. So I think we'll be able to like rebound pretty fast.
Mint looked like he was queuing up something, so I'll let Mint jump in here.
Oh, sure. Just throw it to me. Well, I guess so. For those who I guess aren't aware, I no idea what the salaries are over in EU, but like I know fans are upset always when rosters change, and usually, like you said, people either have other aspirations or you want to make more money. So that's why players get funneled up. Your Falcons are probably making the most. G2, I don't even know who else at that point follows third, fourth. Again, I'm not too much in the know.
Yeah.
But like I guess I'm curious, like, were Joom and Adrian the only ones not like their contract was going to be up? The rest of you guys were under contract still? Because I guess I'm surprised that like Savage, an upcoming IGL, if not a top 3 one, is not getting poached to another team. You yourself just had your best event being like the 6th highest rated player, the highest rated player on your team, entry wise plus 19. Like it just went absolutely insane. Surprised you weren't, or maybe you were approached with offers. But yeah, was it just like the contract thing?
Yeah, I think mainly it was the contract. I don't think a lot of orgs in Siege specifically, and like it's not like Counter-Strike where usually you see like $5 million buyouts or something like that. I think Siege orgs like to save their money a lot. So for us, we were still contracted, and we also trust in, like, at least for me, like I got some people that came to me, but I trust in Savage and I trust in this team to keep winning. So for me, it was just I probably would have stayed regardless.
All right, loyal man.
Yeah,
I respect that.
I'm curious your thoughts on the upcoming meta. Obviously, you've played. I think you played a lot longer. I was actually talking to a couple people about it. They forgot that you were on that TTB roster because your name was what, like,
ITB?
or ITB? Sorry, ITB. Because your name was Noa URZ, which I'm assuming is like a combination of your first and last name. Is that?
Yeah.
So people didn't clock that was you. People there. I've talked to a surprising number of just like casual viewers who are like, this Noah guy came out of nowhere, and I'm like, no, he didn't. Like he was around. He just cut his name down.
Yeah.
You played through a number of metas. You've obviously had a chance to play with Solid Snake now, and some of the changes. Obviously, the big one is the Amaru change. She got a 5th Gara hook. That's completely reinvented her.
Wow, okay. I was about to say, bro, you're pissing me off, bro. What the fuck are you saying?
I didn't even know that was a change.
They gave her a 5th Gara hook. I don't ever think I've seen anybody in a proper game use more than one. So I'm just curious what your thoughts are on where the meta is going to go, if anywhere at all. And I mean, you also can just take the time to talk about upcoming changes. I mean, if you're a fan of Metal Gear Solid and that stuff, like, sound off.
All right. No, to me, at least in the scrims that we played, I haven't experienced like much of a difference with Solid Snake. I think she feels like Jackal in a sense, just that you don't have to ping feet. You just do it through walls and whatever you want. Like she is good for having information, and I've heard she's OP before, but I don't think she's like anything crazy. Like I think she's just like kind of like a drone she's an operator that you don't have to drone with, basically. Like, you just check that people are in their positions, and if they are, you can maybe play in that area. But she's not like anything groundbreaking, I would say, in the meta.
She's like a good op for the lurker position. I'd say honestly, like knowing the spots you play and like stuff like that, like it won't affect you at all.
Yeah,
I think it mostly affects like the solo side anchors that have to deal with her, or like a solo roamer,
Exactly.
or like the people that are lurking themselves playing those ops. But yeah, I think it's just like it's a solid lurk option. Honestly, I thought of it the same way. It's like the same way you would have used to use Jackal if you would use him. It's just
Yeah.
like more consistent, and you actually have useful util. And
Exactly.
God knows why they ever nerfed Jackal. I don't know what the fuck they did to him. Like they just like made him awful for no reason. But
Yeah. Pretty much.
I like Jackal. I've yet to try Solid Snake
you
myself.
like current Jackal?
No,
Or
I
you-
mean I
or
think
you-
current Jackal
okay,
sucks
I was about to
sucks
say.
ass.
I
but
yeah,
mean,
I agree. I thought
second
I actually really liked the old version of Jackal because I liked to play like that sometimes, or like have people, just like lurking for map control with it.
Yeah.
But now it's like it's useless. It's like you walk in, you ping the guy once, and then it's like God knows where he went.
Yeah.
Jackal got a buff too in the mid-season changes.
He can scan farther. That's
He
all
can
it was.
scan farther now.
Yeah,
Not like
yeah,
a
that's a
meter
big
or
change.
two.
the footprints
Mm.
stay around longer, like shit like that. It's like okay.
I mean, from this is another one of those changes that you don't know exactly who it's targeted at, but there are, some casual players who won't scan the footprints. They'll just keep the trail up and use that manually, right? Because if you're just staring at the footprints going in a direction and you don't scan it, your opponent is not alerted to where you are. Like Jackal, in a lot of cases, especially at like lower elos, and I know that we are all, well, I'm not a professional, but you three are. But like, there are obviously other considerations. There's millions of people who play this game well below like diamond level. So obviously you have to balance around them too. But like, I find that even in like silver, as I'm climbing, like silver, gold, plat, like range, you find a lot of people will use Jackal and then just follow your footprints. And it's really easy. You don't have that mark like Deimos, like knowing where the Jackal's coming from. But like, if you're smart and you just remember where you roamed, you're like, oh, I know exactly where Jackal is. Like he scanned me from this window because I was in this room. And then it actively can work against the Jackal. So I think being able to see footprints and not having those footprints time out and being able to follow that is something that like lower elos are starting to do more. And I don't know how you fix Jackal, to be honest. He's just worse than Amos and Dokkaebi and Lion. And
It's just
Yeah.
like
C7, he's a great
in
gun,
comparison,
but-
it's not the same.
Well,
If you have a dope.
And there's the question with we got the Doke nerf coming up.
Ooh,
I'm not going to say
that's
that
true.
makes Jackal better, but does that make Solid Snake
Yes,
better?
that's
Because we're saying
definitely-
like he's okay. When Doke gets
Yeah.
nerfed, it's like the other ones, yeah.
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 Well, I still think he's like he's good at what he does. It's just
Mhm.
you don't always need that. But yeah, like with the Doke nerf, it makes him even more valuable for sure. Because it's hard to beat Doke when it comes to like just lurking. Because also it's like you don't even have to be the guy lurking. It's just like you're a dude across the map posted up with a DMR, and it's like your buddy just goes, "Yo, call the phones for me."
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, phone call.
Yeah.
I'm saying yeah,
Um,
but I don't even know what the upcoming nerfs at all. I have no clue what's going on.
Uh-oh.
The Doke one is it's like changed to you can only like call one person
Oh, okay.
essentially.
Okay.
Troy's
I
phone's
don't
gonna be
know.
ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
Or Gunner. Where's
gonna
Gunner
be
at?
playing Echo
Call
and
him.
there's gonna be fucking calling my bitch ass.
We're just wrapping up here. So we got just a little bit under 10 minutes left with you. It goes by in the blink of an eye. And obviously we'd always love to have you on the show more frequently. We appreciate the fact that you're able to spare some time today. I know that
Of course.
with Mint being 9 hours of a time difference between you, it can make scheduling these things a little bit tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are your expectations? Just kind of lay it on me here. What are your expectations for the roster for the next year? We've got Salt Lake City coming up in a couple months. Obviously, every team needs to qualify for that through the qualification system. It's going to happen in April. At least I'm assuming it's in April. Might be
Yeah.
into March. We don't really know yet. I don't know if you guys have dates. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen dates myself. And even if I have, I don't want to risk leaking something. So, obviously you got Salt Lake City, then you've got Japan, you've obviously got, EWC. What are your expectations for Team Secret? obviously the hope is to be as good as you were. Do you honestly think that you're going to be able to match that, or do you think there's going to be maybe a bit of growing pains here?
I think maybe like at the start we'll have a bit of growing pains, like you said. Like we'll take maybe the first tournament as like where we truly learn and talk to each other in real life and everything because we haven't met each other. But once we start going into it, once we become more of a team in real life as well, when we get to these tournaments, I think we'll come back, but like pretty fast. To be honest, I think Savage is like the pillar of this team, and
Mhm.
he's the one that made us that good last year. Obviously, we had the individuals like you, Joom, and Adrian going crazy, but I think I trust the new pickups that we have, and I trust myself and Mowgli. So I think since we still have Savage, we still have Twister, Vivas, we're all gonna work as hard as we did last year. So I think it's gonna be maybe even better, hopefully, than last year. So, yeah.
You need to give yourself a bit more credit. You said everybody's name except for your own.
Mhm.
You have hyped up your entire team except for yourself multiple times. Your
Yeah, I
growth,
mean-
if I may just take a second, your growth as a
Mhm.
player has been tremendous to watch. And you were able to stand up to Handy, Handy is really, really good. And I think because just FaZe as a whole is a weird team that a lot of people outside of Brazil don't really give the respect that they deserve. Oftentimes you hear teams spend more time talking about, like, for fuck's sakes, like Team Liquid than you do talking about FaZe, just because I feel like a lot of people don't buy into that FaZe team because they don't really speak English. They don't really do a lot of like content work. It's hard for fans to like link up with them. But like you were able to stand up against guys like Cyber, who were having an incredible game. Handy, who was like almost about to break a map record. I think it was Fortress. Can't remember which one it was. And it's just like these guys are incredible. These are multi-time world champions, and you were able to easily beat them in quite a number of duels. So I hope you give yourself the credit that you've given the rest of your team, because I don't think Secret makes the grand finals if you don't perform the way you do. So maybe you're just humble, or maybe you're just trying to talk about your teammates, but I hope you do take some time to reflect on your own position in the team, because you are also one of those pillars. If Savage is one of them, you are too.
Thank you. I mean, for me, I had probably the craziest journey that I've ever seen from a player. Like from my beginnings when I first started in Pro League to where I'm at now, I'm just extremely grateful to all the captains and the people that have got to learn in the game and taught me how to play this game. So I think that's why I'm putting these people in front of me, because I'm so grateful to them. Everyone individually in my team, like, they taught me so much about different positions, different ways to play things, how to learn from myself. But yeah, when it comes to me, I'm extremely proud of myself and the journey that I put myself through. Coming from like the worst ratings to one of the best right now, it feels insane. But now I just want to keep going and see how far I can push my limits, and never stop improving on that point.
And if all doesn't work out well with the roster, then you too can move to North America and stay at Troy's house. So
Yep.
Sounds good.
There
You have
it
a
is.
basement?
Plenty of room.
All right.
he's in the basement right now.
You're in the
I am
basement
right now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll take the room right behind you.
Bet. All yours.
You guys
I'll
boot
save it
camped in
for you.
Toronto like last year, didn't you? I remember seeing that, like, as you guys were leaving. I saw like an airport photo, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know they were.
We're.
What?
I don't think he was on the team.
No, I
yet
wasn't
when
on the
they
team
boot
back then.
camped here, yeah.
But
No,
they
it was
did.
team. It was
Secret
like a year
boot
or two
camped here,
ago.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Secret boot camped here, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, they
I
said it
think
was the best
before he
boot
was
camp.
here. They boot camped at the Shopify office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said it was really good.
Look,
I know
Shopify
you,
doesn't pay me shit, but I will tell you, incredible offices.
It's very nice.
Gents, we got a couple minutes left. Mint, you have a.
Yes. I know he's about to go, so I want to get just a quick answer here. Going back to the grand finals.
Yep.
Okay, the most, in my opinion, the turning point of the entire series, the map you needed to win, Bank Map 2. Your guys' home ground, home turf. 15-0, I believe it was in Tier 1. We can go back to Tier 2, 3, and it was like 24-0 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of like, I'm curious your thoughts on like afterwards of the game. You guys got 7-2'd. It seemed like you guys kind of ran a lot of your same stuff from when I've auto-viewed it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were kind of countered by FaZe? Were you kind of caught off guard, just kind of hoping like, that was your guys' home turf, you can just keep kind of doing your same thing? Like, were you surprised?
Yeah, I didn't even think about saying that before, but yeah, like the first two maps that we played, they fully countered us as well. Like they had full counter prep on everything that we did, because we usually repeat pretty much some of the similar things, and we played again. and they had full counter like to every single thing that we would do, and all the weak spots that we had, they would just abuse it. So it was the same on bank. They obviously we had a crazy win streak on bank, and no team had ever countered us the same way that FaZe did. I think on bank they played it perfectly against us. So it would once we got into it, since gunfights weren't working out and like they had full counter, it was pretty much just a done deal. Like as soon as we got into the couple first rounds.
And did it feel like you guys were being countered? Like, was that like after bank?
Yeah.
You guys are kind of talking like, okay, they just full countered us. Maybe
Yeah.
we got to change things up for map 3.
That's why I was a little annoyed because I forgot to say that before. But yeah, they Savage said after that bank, he said like now we're going into Fortress and they don't have as much counter prep like at all,
Yeah.
because he just said like that we were fully countered like on both of those maps. So it was well played to them.
Yeah, I've been in similar spots where like you play a series and especially a lot like you play their pick, which is
Yeah.
like they're gonna be prepared for their pick, but also I think when there's always the chance, like when you pick a map that you've played as many times as like bank, and
Yeah.
you guys have been successful on it, like they kind of know what they're gonna go into. The
Yeah.
thing is like obviously like can they find the answers? But yeah, like I've played similar series where it's like that, and it's like you play those maps, and it's like just kind of weathering the storm to like get to a map where it's like, all right, well at least there's not footage on this map, or like not as much, so that like we can play a more normal game.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's exactly how it felt. Like once we got to Fortress, it felt like a relief. Obviously, we lost the first couple rounds, but it was a relief that they didn't have the same amount of counter prep to us, so we could actually, have some breathing room in what we wanted to do and this stuff we already had on paper. Yeah.
So I definitely noticed that with FaZe in the past with like Troy during one of our SIs. We matched up against them and we were just like, that's the only team that's going to beat us. They had a deep map pool. And then last SI I had with Unwanted, we go against FaZe, and it was in my head like, we got to ban our best map because if they're not banning it, they're prepared. Like the prep work that team has done for the last 3 years, they are a scary team. And I don't think the staff gets enough credit for over there as well.
I agree.
For sure.
I was actually, when I was watching the finals, I was Hot and Cool, Call Out, Fultz were with me in the crowd watching. And what? Oh, well, you showed up for like fucking like 2 minutes and left, man. Like, you don't count.
Dude, I'm on the team.
But we were talking about that because I was asking like if they knew much about like Raphael, and I knew about JP because he was previously on Secret. I'd spoken to him before and stuff like that. But I was curious because like actually Raphael, I feel like he's like, in terms of coaches, like usually they either have like a lot of energy or like they'll do, like you usually have like some level of read on them, especially like, like he's literally like been in 3 SI finals back to back, won 2 of them. You would think like you might have like somewhat of a better picture of like who he is, like personality wise or anything like that. And I feel like I don't.
Yeah.
Just because like, I don't know, he always seems very calm, like very quiet. But yeah, like they obviously know the game very well strategically. I've always liked, like the kind of stuff they run and how they play the game. So yeah, like always a lot of respect for those guys.
Sure.
I mean, we could talk a little bit more about FaZe without Noah. Noah, I realize that we are now past the point where you need to go back to your job, which is to scrim and be the best that you can be.
Thank you.
Before we say goodbye to you, what we typically do with guests is we turn the floor over to them. If there's anything you want to say, if you want to plug your socials so that the people watching will follow you, you're welcome to do that. Obviously, in the overlay for all of those of you that are watching, you'll see his Twitter handle. If you still use that platform, you can go give him a follow there. But beyond that, the floor is yours before you leave. So anything you want to say, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you guys, obviously, for the amount of support that you guys gave us during the SI. That was insane. Hopefully you guys keep supporting us this year. I'm going to keep posting, like on my socials and everything. If you guys want to see what's going on in the team, what's going on with me. But yeah, just keep supporting us, keep trusting the process, and we'll make you proud. And I'm going to get that hammer. I'm going to get that one soon. Soon.
Troy looked real quick, huh?
He looked. I saw that look.
Troy's going to keep you
All right,
locked
guys.
in that basement
Thanks
so
for
you
joining
can't
us.
compete. That's the thing. No,
Alright.
I just want to say, obviously, we are fans of the game, of course. Mint and I are, as far as I'm aware, Mint has not been brought back onto a pro team. Maybe he has. I'm not sure. I am obviously just a
He's
caster.
also upstairs.
Also, yes, Mint is also upstairs. That's why you see his new
Everyone's
digs.
in
How many
choice.
There's
people
a
are at your
lot of
house?
us up here. Yeah, yeah.
There's so many
Shopify's
people
got
there.
the funds.
I appreciate that you're all doing it from different rooms instead of just sharing the same room here. But obviously, I as a caster try to remain as much of a fan of the game as possible, and storylines are what I care about the most. Duh. I'm not a color caster. I'm the play-by-play guy. I care about narratives, and whenever you compete and when your team competes, you make it really easy to sell it. And the fact that you have a personality and the fact that you show it off, I think, is really important. We need more people like that. And yeah, I just want to say thanks for everything. Thanks for joining us, of course, on the show. I'm sorry that you weren't able to win the hammer at SI, but we will eagerly look forward to your deep runs at all future events and hope that we get to see you in Salt Lake City. Thank you so much for joining us, Noah, and
Thank you.
good luck with the new team. Well, new
Thank you,
roster, I
guys.
suppose.
Thank you for coming on, bro. See ya.
Thank you, guys. See you.
Thank you so very much to Noah for joining us. It was great to hear his side of things and take us through Team Secret and all that comes with it. And of course, all the best to him and the rest of the roster as they add 2 new people onto the team who will remain a mystery for the time being. One thing that is not a mystery is who the 5th player will be on North America's, dare I say it, most successful roster over the last 365 days. Might sound bold, but their record does speak for itself. Spiker from Wildcard is joining us. They announced that Dash had moved off of the team. They picked up Adrian from Team Secret, so we know all 5 of the players on that roster. Spiker, you being the IGL, the leader, the visionary behind Wildcard, must take some credit for the success that your team has had. So first and foremost, congratulations. And also, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I'll take some credit, but honestly, like, the amount that my team does for me and the amount that Lagonas does is truly, like, incredible. Like, Lagonas genuinely sets us up for just, like, so much success, especially in games. Like, the amount of prep that he does and everything is, like, insane. So I'll take some credit, but genuinely a lot of it just goes to, like, my teammates and Lagonas.
Mint, you wanted to talk about Lagonas a little bit, did you not?
Whoa! I also
was-
wanted to talk about Lagonas.
Okay.
We all want to talk about him.
Okay, well, Troy also wanted to talk about Lagonas. So let's use this as a great starting point then, because I will say I cast SAL, the English language broadcast, so I try to pick up on as much of the Brazilian stuff as possible. Lagonas got a lot of heat from Brazilian fans, whether they be in Brazil or whether they be English fans of Brazilian teams. So the fact that you're giving him all of his flowers as a coach is great. And if you want, I'll just give the floor to you for a little bit. Take us through everything that he does, because I feel like there is a pretty sizable portion of this audience who doesn't give Lagonas the appreciation he deserves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
people hate on IGLs and they're fucking bums. And
I
they don't
agree.
know ball.
No, I agree. At SI, I got asked
Yeah.
who the most underrated player was, and I said you. Genuinely, I said you.
Damn, that's nice of you. But
Because people
I've
just
always
hate on you now for no reason.
I've always felt similar about Lagonas because he used to get hate. He used to get hate by my teammates, and it used to piss me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, like this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. Yeah. So, I used to literally say the same thing. I'd be like, bro, if you fucking think this guy's shit, you think I'm shit because
Yeah.
bro, like he's doing the same shit as me. So
Yeah, like I'm like
yeah.
you're talking shit about this guy, but like I got one more kill, guys. I got one more kill.
Anyways.
But no, I mean, when Lagonas ran the team, like instantly, because before Lagonas, so we had Miffy last year, and then we had Justin, and neither of them really made strats, so it was mostly me. And so, like, I didn't mind doing, like, I enjoyed making strats, but right when Lagonas like joined the team, like he instantly just started making everything, so I didn't have to anymore, which was kind of weird for me. But he literally makes like basically every strat. I make some stuff, but it's mostly him. At tournaments, literally he does prep until like 4 a.m. in the morning the day before, and then goes to sleep for 3 hours until 7 a.m. and then wakes up and then starts doing prep again for
I
literally
remember
every map. Like he doesn't leave the practice room. He literally doesn't.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Like I saw you guys in the elevator, and someone said like, "Where's Lagonas?" And you literally said he doesn't leave the practice room.
No, he literally doesn't. He leaves for 1 meal a day and for our game, and then instantly he's back in the room. The second the game ends, he's already focusing on prep for the next game. Like literally, he spends basically every minute of his time at tournaments just like prepping. And then for literally every map, every team, like it's so much prep. and then before scrims, basically every day we have like an hour-long review going through the past days, like going over his notes. Like some people call coaches check stealers. Legonis is the genuine opposite of a check stealer. Like he fundamentally changed our team when he joined. Like I think before he joined, we were like good. Honestly, I don't know how far we did it. How like we got as far as we did at Reload. Like I don't think we were that good of a team back then. Just from like the feeling wise, like I think the amount we improved throughout the year was like insane, especially after we got Legonis. Like he really put us on like a track and a trajectory to like improve as a team and like as individuals just as the year went on.
It's high praise, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, genuinely, I have nothing bad to say about him. Literally
Yeah.
nothing.
I
He's the
I
best
expected
coach
as
I've had
much.
by far.
I expected as much, but I'm glad you say it so people can also hear it, because I do think yeah, there's some unsung heroes out there, I
Yeah.
think, that put in a lot of work, and yeah, I've always been under the impression that he is one of them. So yeah, I'm glad gets a little credit.
Yeah. The only guy I've seen less at events than him is Rafael, the FaZe coach. I see that guy one time a day to
He's
go
a
to dinner,
ghost.
and that's it.
That sounds
Soft
about right.
spoken and it goes. That does sound about right. And the timeouts, I mean, that
Yeah.
Legonis has with you guys seem very impactful. And like, obviously, there's other ways to measure how, like, what a coach does, right? We don't even know what Rafael says in his timeouts. At least I don't.
Yeah.
I don't speak Portuguese. And some timeouts are obviously more motivational. You're obviously a great IGL and can come up with your own ideas, but it seems like Legonis is like you guys are working hand to hand in the timeouts, just giving you really good adaptions, really good ideas. And you can clearly see that it seems like it's quite an advantage to have a former IGL as your coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much easier for him to like say something that he notices than me having to like notice it in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he
And I
has all
have
the perspectives and
exactly, yeah.
not in the shits. Yeah, it's definitely easy. Like, I mean, you probably know it from watching a VOD, but like it's easier to notice stuff that way, and I'm sure
Yeah.
he'll admit it too. It's like it's just easier to notice it while you're not in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have so much like trust in what he says. I think there's only been like one time where I've kind of said like no, and it was mostly just about my operator, just because like the way that they were clearing me. But like literally like every other time, I just like kind of like trust what he says, because like I have so much faith in what he says, especially like because we've had like so much time together now at this point. Like we spend a ton of time together outside of scrims. Like we always are talking to each other about like strats, like where we want spots to be, like stuff like that. So like we have like so much trust in each other and what we say. And so like I never like I just kind of like follow what he says and just like have faith that what he's going to say is correct, even though if I don't 100% think it's like 100% the right thing to do, like I have trust that he thinks it is, and that like I'll follow it just cuz I think it's right, and then it ends up working. Like I don't know what our timeout conversion rate is, but it has to be insanely high.
I feel like it is. I feel like I saw numbers at one point and it was very good, but I don't
Yeah.
have them unfortunately like at hand.
It helps too. He's like very specific, and it's hard to like confuse the things that he says. Because there's sometimes that I listen to that I'm like listening to, and they're like saying like so much and like not going into depth in some things, and it's like hard. I'm like losing track just like listening to it. I'm not
Yeah.
even in the game.
It's a hallmark of all the Brazilian coaches though. Like Twister does it too. Oh my god, I'm blanking on the G2 coach's name right now. Yeah.
Carvalho.
Yeah, it's just like the Brazilian coaches just it's like a fire hose of words, and I'm like
Yeah.
I cannot understand. Like I can understand it. I'm like there's no way I'd be able to retain it. I mean, granted, I'm not a pro, but I'm just like holy smokes, it's impressive, but also overwhelming.
One thing that does help is at Invite the Weapon, as the people like to call him, started typing like in team chat like the things that Lagonis says, so it's much easier to.
A94.
I was just
It's
about to
much
say I've
easier to
seen
keep it in.
SSG doing that with call out,
Yeah.
rifling out like Blue 42 and all that, and
Yeah,
cataloging
Lagonis ain't saying all that. We have some keywords, but he ain't saying all that.
Yeah, they got the dictionary. Yeah.
No, yeah, they do.
We literally had to come like figure out what he was saying.
Yeah, we
It
were
was
listening.
insane.
We were listening to it, and like I heard some, like I like understood some of it, but there was like their terms are very like different from everybody else's terms.
Yeah. Sometimes because I was just speaking when Noah was on about like I was watching the finals and like I was with like Fultz, Hot Gold, and Call Out, And I guess Hog Cold knows like some of their lingo or most
Yeah,
of
yeah.
their lingo as well.
Yeah.
But like just like we'd be talking about the round, and then sometimes they would just like say something about the round, and I was like, bro, what the fuck are you saying? Like it's not even English. They're just like, yeah, they just got to do this, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I remember when I scrimmed with Astralis back before they got Spiff. Like they literally sent me like a document of all of their terms, and I'm like, I've never heard of anything of these things in my life, and I have to share with you guys in an hour. So that was interesting because they used to have a system where like Iconic would like call a defense, but like he wouldn't say anything specific. He would say like he wanted to like do like a zone layer. Like there was different like terms they would use, like a hard like info counter like zone layer or some shit like that. And so like trying to scrim with those guys for the first time, decipher what he's saying, then pick a good op of it. I literally just got random picked like alibi like 3 times. So I just looked
Yeah.
like a
Not a bad
moron.
pick
Just
back
pick an
then,
alibi.
too.
Just pick an alibi in my first pro league tryout. Just pick an alibi.
Wasn't that with the 1-5 back then? The Astralis one?
I think it was right after I got taken out.
Oh, okay, because we used to have that lineup where we ran like the Oryx alibi.
Oh yeah,
Right
I'd
around-
put Ambi on alibi shamelessly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, we
There,
did it was Oryx Thunderbird for us.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys were
Oryx
Thunderbird
Seabird.
users.
But we called it simple. We called it the deathmatch lineup, and it was just Nick and Rob pick what you want, which was Oryx and Thunderbird, and then fucking we do the rest.
There's
Yeah, I'll
a
just pick
there's
one
a
by
there's a
shotgun.
not insignificant portion of the audience who always wants to hear team comms, and I understand why. But then part of me is like, they say a lot of stuff that probably would not go over very well with the people in charge, whether it be like curse
Yeah.
words, etc. But also, it's like if you're not like a super ball knower, you're gonna hear things that, like as you pointed out, even other pros aren't gonna understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the team. Like
Yeah.
some are more reasonable and like you could kind of piece it together, but yeah.
Like I think a lot of our keywords are pretty like universal. It's like a lot of teams I think would understand our comms.
Yeah. I
This
mean,
is-
even SSG's like you can piece most of it together. Just sometimes there's a word and it's like, bro, like,
Yeah. No,
alright,
you
man,
like hear call out say something, and you have to wait to see what op Ashen's gonna pick in the pick phase to see what call out was like asking him to like play.
This is a great time to actually use this as a segue to one of the topics that we had out, which is that the makeup of this wildcard team. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm sure you've probably heard the casters have referred to it as kind of like an oddball roster of people that you wouldn't necessarily assume would team together. You know, like how do you get a guy like Dash? How do you get a guy like Baby Shark on this team? You know, like
Yeah.
so if you want, just take us through the conception of this team. Like how did this come together as well as it did? Because it
Yeah.
has worked quite well. And take us through the roster moves. And you can, if you want to use this as a time to talk about Dash leaving and Adrian coming in, you can. If not, we can save that for a further discussion. But I just want to hear about like the genesis of this roster.
Yeah. Honestly, it was kind of like last minute. Like I think we got Shark 2 days before the window and Dash like the day before, because a lot of the people that we were talking to and like streaming with just like went other places. So we were streaming with Giddy a lot. We wanted Giddy. We were streaming with Dream a lot. We wanted Dream, but he didn't go to C9 just because he didn't want to do the team house, which is like very reasonable. But honestly, it kind of the roster window got very weird, and a similar thing was kind of happening this year until Adrian kind of came on our radar. But the roster window got very weird. So we basically we had Eden as a coach after he was on Falcons before he went to BDS, but he never signed, and so he's the one who wanted us to scrim with Shark, and then basically like the day after we scrimmed with Shark, or like the day that we scrimmed with Shark, he decided he wanted to go to BDS for whatever reason. So that's the only reason why Shark was on our radar. I showed up one day and I heard I was scrimming with Baby Shark. I had no idea who the fuck that guy was. So I showed up. I scrimmed with him, and he was good. Obviously, his comms were a little weird just because his accent was really thick and it was kind of hard for us to understand. So we thought he was good, and then I think the org was talking to Dash for like a week, and things were kind of like stalled. And so we were streaming with other people. We streamed with Rival Good Night. We streamed with Wi-Fi, and then kind of like the day of the roster window, we didn't even have time to scrim. We literally like because the roster window was like I don't remember what time was that, but we literally played ranked with Dash just to like talk to him. And then he signed, and so going into the roster, I kind of had very little of like what to expect, just because we barely knew them. Like we scrimmed with them like one time each, and so the roster window was kind of weird. So I had no idea what to expect. And then going into Dash leaving, it was kind of mutual, to be honest. Like I think it's kind of what the team kind of was leaning towards. It's like what he wanted to. So I think it was kind of best for both parties. Obviously on Twitter it was very much made so that like he left, which we were like completely fine with because like there's no reason to make it like weird at all. But now that like he's in a better spot, we can kind of say it was kind of mutual and kind of best for both parties because he was really starting to struggle being away from home, I think. Like during our NIL finals, he flew from Brazil to Canada the day of because he was trying to get his US visa, and so Brazil, like the government had his passport, and so he had to go to like the embassy or whatever to get his passport the day that he flew. So we were about to play with Focal, like the day that we were about to scrim with Focal before our game, and then play our game with Focal, and then he got to Canada like an hour before our game or something.
He probably went to the same embassy or consulate general office that I go to. It's the one right downtown Toronto.
Well, I think he went
Well,
to the
no,
one in
went to
Brazil.
yeah, like he went to the U.S. one in Brazil and then flew to Canada though,
Yeah.
because they were holding it for his U.S. visa. Like
Yeah,
he
for
was
his
applying,
US visa, yeah.
he was applying for a U.S. visa when he was in Brazil, and then he needed to fly to Canada to play, so he picked up the passport.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. And you guys are where? You guys are suburban Texas, like the team houses in like Houston, right?
Yeah, it's in Houston, yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
assuming he was also like he was the only one here in Canada. I know Shark was here for a bit too.
Yeah,
but
Shark was there in stage one because he
after-
didn't have his visa for stage one, and then for stage two, Dash was the only one there.
Yeah.
Canada, yeah.
Okay. I think that also would make it like a lot worse. Is like
Yeah, being alone,
being
yeah.
the only one there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely
yeah,
a
being
very
that
tough
far
situation.
away from home. Yeah,
Yeah.
being alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would,
Brazil and Brazil and
wouldn't be
Canada
great.
famously have the same climate and weather too. So I
Yeah,
mean,
very-
like, it's
Yeah, very similar.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd feel the same way, to be honest. So like, yeah.
I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that because one of the things that is talked about among teams and it is talked about on the broadcast is just like the efficiency of certain players on certain roles. And I don't know if you watch this show. I'm always surprised when players do. So I just assume most people don't. But last week, our episode, we talked about Dash on the team because we went through roster mania, and at that point, Dash's departure had been made public. Adrian joining had not.
Yeah.
And one comment that Bolo made on the show that I thought was what a lot of us was thinking was like he played Shields and would often be the first one in the building and would often die without providing a ton of impact. And it was just the eye test suggests that there was upgrade potential for your roster there. And it was something that the three of us, Bolo, Fett, and I all kind of agreed on, which was like they could do better in that role. So I was curious. I wasn't going to ask because I didn't want to potentially bring up any bad vibes. But since you offered it, I think that's great. I was going to ask, like, were there any potential roster moves on the horizon before Dash moved off of this team? And it sounds like yes, there was.
Yeah, it was kind of like we hadn't really like it was very much something that was decided after SI. And it was more difficult just because Dash was like very vocal. Like that is what I will say as a player. He's very vocal and he helped me a lot, especially mid round. So it's definitely an adjustment, kind of not having like if I don't have an idea, we're kind of figuring out right now who we're gonna have to like lean on mid round, just because like is it always gonna have to be me? Somebody else step up, kind of like that thing. Just because he did call a lot mid round. But the shields were definitely a part of that. Obviously, we got Adrian who isn't playing shields,
That's what I was
so now
gonna
I'm
say,
on
yeah.
shields.
You're on Shields.
I'm on shields. I am on
Is it
shields.
fun? Are you enjoying it?
Fun.
Are you enjoying the shield operation?
It's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad so far. My perspective might change.
It depends which ones you're playing. I find
Yeah.
it
I-
also
weirdly
depends who
enough-
you're playing against.
Yeah,
You'll have
weirdly
fun
enough, I actually
playing
enjoy
against
playing
folks
Monty.
follow you around on Clash. For the
Yeah, the
whole
clash
fucking
is
round.
annoying. The clash is
Yeah.
definitely annoying.
The
when
most
I-
annoying is former SSG.
Yeah.
They Fulch
We
just
yeah.
literally plays Clash everywhere, just follows me around the map,
Yeah.
just fucking zaps me. Fucking grow up, get away from me.
Yeah, I think our first scrim, I was playing. It was either Blitz or Monty, and I went to turn a corner, and then a Clash literally just spawned in. I don't know where the fuck she came from. She just spawned in, and I got cooked. I actually just got cooked. So
That sounds about right.
yeah, I'll definitely have to learn a little bit on the shields, but that's not too bad so far. I'm enjoying
They can
Blitz and
be fun.
BB.
They can be fun.
Monty. I've not dabbled in the Fuse shield yet. That's not something I've dabbled in yet.
Please don't. I have an aneurysm every time I see teams try to like stubbornly smash a fuse shield into the play. It's like just play something else at this point. Like I feel like honestly I feel like a lot of this is just Forest. I just have PTSD from watching
Yeah.
Forest try to play fuse shield, and I'm like, no, please, I beg you.
After playing Blitz, I understand better now why people just be sprinting around and shit. I'd be
Oh, yeah,
sprinting around.
Blitz.
I'd be sprinting around a little bit too much on Blitz.
Yeah. I mean that and the ADS thing. Dash loved a good blitz ADS.
Dash did love a good Blitz ADS.
Mhm.
Sometimes it worked and it caught people off guard.
Oh, it does. It definitely does. But yeah, after a bit, you get addicted just like he did.
Yeah, there was a couple times where like after a game, people would DM me and say like, "Why did Dash ADS?" I'm like, I don't know. It's just how he plays
Yeah.
shields. It's good sometimes. It's bad
no,
sometimes. Like it's just
yeah.
the way he played. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to find a balance. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's it can work both ways though.
yeah.
Good time to ask. Now that you brought in Adrian, you mentioned obviously that you're playing shields now. Any other role change or any other knock-on effects that it's had with your roster, or is it just you just
No, not really.
swap?
It was just kind of swapping me and Dash on some maps. And then just kind of putting Adrian on my old role on like the spot on this maps that we swapped.
How has he been? How has he had immediate impact? Do you think there's we
Yeah.
asked this question to Noah obviously about the secret roster, but do you think this is do you think that the ceiling for your team has increased? Do you think he's going to immediately fit in?
Yeah, definitely. No, 100%. I think like we talked to him like once or twice before like he actually joined and stuff, and it was very easy to tell we were gonna get along. And we had talked to him at events and stuff too. He always seemed like a really cool guy. But yeah, it definitely raises our ceiling. Obviously, you know, we'll see how I transition onto shields, but it definitely raises our ceiling just because I think he's a very good player. So it definitely raises our ceiling for sure. I mean, yeah, I don't really know what else to say.
How do you feel calling on the role of shields? Do you feel like
It's
you're
much
still going to be
easier.
able to, or
Yeah, it's much easier. Because I can just sit there and just full extend with Monty and just stare at somebody, and I can literally just not even have to worry about my mouse, and I can just call.
Monty's the easiest one for it for sure.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
just like unless Clash shows up or like I guess there is more things now, but unless
Yeah.
someone shows up with the util that can kill you, you can just kind of
People are
sit there,
loving the
think
Ella.
think and talk. Yeah,
People are loving the Ella.
yeah.
Showed up
There's
yesterday.
more
There
and
was an
more.
Ella Denari smoke clash, and I was not happy.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't have picked them.
Probably should not have. Not the best idea.
Yeah, pick something else.
we talked to Noah a little bit about the Denari and Ella supremacy that we saw at SI, and he basically was like, I'm just going to keep playing the Scorpion until they nerf it.
Yeah, no, he literally just plays Ella and CC.
That's
I-
exactly what he said.
talking
He said
about.
it's his favorite spot
Yeah.
on any map.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Adrian who said that like they were talking before the game, or maybe it was Kenny who said they were talking before the game. Then and he literally just said, yeah, Noah just said he can just play the Scorpion every round. And he's like, this is so happy. I'm like, well, we fucked up bands. This guy's playing the Scorpion every round. He's happy. That's not good.
All right, I want to hear how this entire roster got put together, because like with each individual player, I mean, did you have as active a hand in cultivating this roster from the very beginning, from the onset? Did you shape and mold this roster?
Well, so me and Evan have been together for almost 3 years now. It's been like basically 3 years now. And so I joined, and he was already on the team. So, not him. I think the first person that I really like wanted to get a lot was Jake. Just because we showed him on SSGA, and he would just randomly just shit on us for no reason, just for fun.
Jake, of course, is Bay 94. Secret. What is
Yeah,
it?
sorry,
Weapon
the
94.
weapon.
What do you call him?
Sorry,
Weapon.
the weapon.
The
Sorry.
weapon. No,
The
no,
weapon.
Don't apologize. I am here to be the translator for the average
Man of
audience,
many
so
names.
don't worry.
He is a man of many names. Every time we scrim, 90 is the 94 in or out today. Every time. Every time we scrim SSG or M80, is the 94 in or out? The 94 is
Gotta know.
always out.
Bay has been terrific. I mean, it's Kansan was like, I feel like for the average viewer, Kansan was obviously like the big name because of some of his really prominent clutches. But if you're not watching Bay play, you're sleeping.
Yeah, I think he is definitely the most like person that has talked about the least on our team and should be talked about the most, I think.
I'm surprised too because he also like he's got a lot of personality.
Yeah, he
Which
does.
I
yeah.
actually I love it. Like I love watching because I laugh all the time because like he'll just type the dumbest shit in chat, like trying to like aura farm and shit like that, and
In our
I don't know, just fucking love it.
in our DZ game in NAL finals, randomly he got like 1 kill. I think it was after the first round. He literally just typed, "The storm has arrived." Like, what the fuck are you typing, bro?
And then you lost the round.
Yeah, we did, and we lost the game. It's okay. No, but like
Yeah,
I don't know why he's not like I don't know why, but like we just like show up in like a lobby and randomly he'll just decide that he just wants to type random shit for fun. Like
just have
like
fun with
randomly.
it. I respect that. I love it.
No, it's
But yeah,
it's
I guess viewers don't always see it, but
yeah.
yeah, for fans to know, the 94 solid guy to follow. He's a funny one.
Yeah. And I still don't really know why he's like so slept on, just because he's had really good, like he had a really good Munich and he did really good at SI. He loves to talk about how he was the highest rated player in NAL finals when he played 1 game for no reason. That's his favorite thing to stand on. He says he was the MVP of NAL finals. Played 1 game.
I mean, I feel like a lot of orgs are probably in his DMs after SI.
Yeah, there was a couple. Honestly, there was only one. There's only one.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that is surprising then, because I do think he's like he's right there on the cusp of like I don't even know where he can go, because you guys are technically the best NA international roster, a team you want to be on. But the conversation we had with Noah earlier is usually you want to be on a team that makes a little bit more money, and I feel like there's some more orgs that are probably making a little bit more than Wildcard, which is why you guys could have or had a potential to be poached. There was rumors.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't, based off of the salaries that I'm hearing from other teams, it's honestly not, the difference is not as drastic as it used to be. Just based off the salaries I'm hearing from other teams.
Yeah.
Obviously Troy and Amity are living lavish, but that's an exception.
Yeah, nowadays it's definitely not as crazy.
Yeah, I've heard about the old SSG salaries from Nate and Debo.
Yeah, well, there's more to it than that, but we won't talk about that. I don't have good things to say about there, so.
Yeah.
What about SSG?
Hands off. Shopify is great. Love Shopify.
They sign your checks. You got to say nice things about them.
Absolutely. I love Wildcard. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, we were just talking about you were talking about Bay's play on the team and
why
more people are sleeping on him.
Oh yeah, getting poached. Oh yeah, our main thing was we wanted to stay together, so that's why none of us went anywhere else, because we wanted to stay together as a team, because we really like each other and we think that we're on a really good trajectory. We really like our coach. Like, we feel very fortunate to have the people that we have. Like, just kind of everybody like has a team. We feel very fortunate to have each other. So we wanted to stay together. We didn't want to split up. That was our main priority this roster window, because especially with how much NA was just blowing up, like us and Shopify and Amity are kind of gonna be like, we already have like a step ahead of most of the other teams just because we were together all last year, or at least like 4 of us.
Yeah, you know what they say, that us and FaZe were the only top-ish teams that didn't make changes, and for good reason, you know?
Yeah.
Especially us.
I don't know, FaZe should have made a change.
Yeah.
You guys would have been the only team.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think if you can stick it out, it's definitely the case, or like, you know, the thing to do. Keep building.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you feel like you're on a good path, roll with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll Tide. You guys did make one change though. We already talked about Adrian.
Yeah.
How did you guys kind of decide on Adrian? You said you had one conversation with him. Was there anyone else on your guys' radar that you can maybe talk about? Was Adrian, I mean, you're going to say he's top priority, but
yeah,
I'm asking anyways.
I mean, there's some other people we talked to. We talked to Spirits, just because that would have been like a 1-for-1, like direct roll kind of like thing. So we honestly talked to a bunch of people. Talked to Spirits, we talked to Kino, like we talked to a lot of, like, most of the people that were free agents we at least talked to, just because like there's not a point not to talk to them. And both Spirits and Kino would have been like 1-for-1, like direct like roll kind of things for Dash. Obviously we decided to get Adrian just because I think it raises our ceiling more. So that's kind of how we landed on him. And we kind of wanted somebody who, not saying anything bad about the players I just talked about, I just want to make that clear. We kind of wanted somebody who would kind of come in and kind of improve our like team environment a little bit and kind of like make things a little bit more fun. I think that was kind of one of our issues last year was we didn't really have like a permanent like vibes guy. Like Jake and Shark are both pretty good vibes guys, but like Shark can kind of be like a little bit quiet sometimes just because he's like tired, especially when he's in Europe. Like he's screaming at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. sometimes. So that can be kind of hard for him. And so our team environment definitely struggled a little bit last year, and that was kind of one thing that we definitely wanted the new guy to come in and help solve. That was one thing that is very underrated about Spiff, I will say, is he is the best teammate you will ever have in your life.
I actually, Bosco told me very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, like he is the best teammate you will ever have in your life. Like he is so nice, so fun to be around, and so I think our environment kind of, because me, Jake, and Evan had teamed with him for like 6 months or something, so we were kind of used to just having that around, just permanently, and so we didn't kind of have that last year, and so our environment definitely struggled a little bit. But I don't think we're gonna have that same problem at all this year.
Has he also brought a lot, like, I mean, obviously coming from Secret, another good
Yeah.
international team, having good success. Is he kind of coming over with a lot of ideas, or is he just more open to kind of just being on board with what you guys are working with here?
He's definitely like more open.
Mhm.
Me and Lagonis are definitely taking advantage of having him, and we're asking like a ton of questions about like kind of like what they did that he thought was like very good, like just kind of like the highlights of like how they played that he thinks could like be like really good for us, kind of stuff like that. So like we're kind of like taking ideas out of him. He's not just kind of like just like sharing them.
Yeah.
Just because I think
They,
it's kind of hard to come into a new team with like a super like established core and just kind of come in and like just try to like fundamentally change like
Yeah.
what they're doing.
yeah. I think it's just learning how to have the conversation. I think
Yeah.
you guys prompting him, I think it's probably like it just depends on the person.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think you guys prompted him. I think that makes sense. But yeah, they definitely played the game a lot different of a style. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was curious about that as well as like kind of picking his brain, trying to figure out. Yeah, like they play like you know on Secret they played very like split heavy kind of
Mhm.
style.
Yeah.
Um, and like more aggressive defenses, I'd say overall.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was curious about that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely trying to utilize having him just because Seeker, we're definitely. I don't. You guys played against Seeker, right? Or no? Do you guys play against Seeker this year?
I don't think we did since they had Noah and Mowgli. Like we played
Oh,
against them
okay.
at
Yeah.
Boston SI. We
Yeah. Okay.
scrimmed against them, but I don't think we ever played them in a match with. Trying to think. I don't think we played them in a match with their current lineup
Okay. Yeah.
or
At
their
least for.
old lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. At least
Yeah.
for me, they were like a pretty annoying team to play against. Like they were kind of hard to read,
Yeah,
and I
I
felt
think
like
that's how that split style kind of ends up working.
yeah.
I think.
I think they're very good at like starting split too, and then grouping up like very very quickly, and then there's just like 3 guys in CC on board just random.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, I think the style that's what makes it hard to read because it seems like the same opening every round, split, 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 and then how they end is different.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be hard to read. I think
Yeah.
just a lot of pressure everywhere, and then they decide on what they want to do.
Yeah, I remember Lagonis when he was prepping for them. He was like, "Oh my god, like they have so much stuff." Because like literally they have like 5 different executes for like every site, but like it looks very similar. Like I
Yeah,
remember on Labs they always had Adrian outside couch, like on Ace for top floor, but then they had like he was always there, but then they had like 4 different executes with the other 4 different people that they would do. So it was like so hard to read, kind of like what
yeah.
they were gonna do. So they were definitely kind of difficult to prep for.
I'm sure. Honestly, my impression I think is that they mid rounded a lot, and I
Yeah.
think they
Yeah,
just have the same opening, and then I think Savage just changes like
On the
yeah,
fly.
what I noticed generally watching them was Savage and Joom would change their ops and positions, and the other 3 would be in the same positions
yeah,
just about every time, and he would change those 2 as variables a lot,
mm,
and I think he probably did that more mid round, but
yeah,
could be wrong, but that was my impression.
yeah.
Um, If I may, we talked a lot about roster change, and like Adrian, we were just talking about Bay, but I want to talk about you, Spiker,
Yeah.
because your name was probably thrown in the ring around some teams that were kind of having some IGL problems. Won't name any of those orgs or teams, but you were kind of an upcoming IGL this entire year. Arguably
Yep.
the best international success outside of maybe Hot and Cold because M80 won the major.
Yeah.
Kind of want to talk about your growth a little bit because it started. I mean, I remember after Unwanted, Wildcard, we kind of touched on it. Was Wildcard, you guys were making the roster moves and trying to
Yeah.
figure out how you guys wanted to structure your team. I know the Unwanted boys were in the ring for that. I think for
Yeah.
a moment you were actually benched from that
Yeah,
team.
it was, yeah.
And you were not even going to be like in the league or on that team. And I think it was
Yeah.
Super who was talking to Darren and everyone like, no, you got to get Spiker back into the team. Like Spiker's the
Yeah.
truth. He's the answer. And it seems like Soup Dog was right.
Yeah, I think
but
I owe my
kinda
career
wanna
to
know.
Super.
Yeah, but I kind of want to know, like, yeah, I mean, where were the struggles early at, and like, how now throughout this year you talked about Dash being a secondary voice for you. You now have Lagotinus, but like even
Yeah.
before them, it seemed like when I would hear your guys' timeouts at like Reload or something, like you really understand the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that kind of made it weird was not last year, I guess 2 years ago when we had Bosco, I wasn't calling, and so I was kind of like on like a lurk role, and I don't think that was a good role for me. Like I think like I struggled individually like the second half of the year definitely, um, and I just think like in general, like I just don't think it's like a good play style for me. Like I don't think I'm like aggressive enough or like I don't think I'm like I don't think I'm weird enough. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm a weird enough of a player to be like a great lurker like Shark. Like Shark does shit that I would never think of in my life to do.
I think that just
No, you're good.
small
You're good.
transition, but
No, you're good.
the reason I think Kyle even brings it up of like IGLing, I think two roles that NA has always kind of struggled to fill is actually like the lurk role.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been many players in NA that like world class level lurkers.
Yeah.
And I think it goes to show like I think Benjo was a player that was up there for us in NA. I think Baby Shark actually like he does it really well.
Yeah.
But again, like those are like imported players.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think for whatever reason, just like it doesn't click as well in NA. Don't know
Yeah.
why. And the other one is like IGLing, because even with the IGLing, like the the most recent one that kind of came up was Hot and Cold, who's literally been playing since the game came
Yeah.
out. He just
Yeah.
hasn't
Yeah.
been IGLing, right?
Yeah.
So like, and then you're like, one that's like you're up there now, but you're actually like, a player that's like just coming up as an IGL rather than like Foltz, who again, it's like he's just a veteran player that
Yeah. I've played for a long
turned
time.
into an IGL, same as Hot and Cold. Yeah, like I feel like those prospects haven't kind of been there, so I think it's something that's interesting.
Yeah. Because before Bosco on Mirage, for like that one stage I was calling, and I think kind of while playing with Bosco, I kind of like learned I learned because I think when I was calling on Mirage, it was very like static. Like I think we were very easy to read.
Yeah.
And like it was just very like bare bones, just like basic. And so kind of playing with Bosco, I kind of like learned I just like continue to learn, and then like when I was benched, I kind of like the main thing that I brought up was me coming back and just like IGLing, which Jake was very for, and then it kind of took a little bit more time for everybody else to get on board. But just cause I do think I have like a good mind for the game, and like I knew that I could do it. Just because I wasn't doing it before, like I knew I could do it, and I didn't think there was really other than Matt, I didn't think there was really like an IGL on the market that would do it better than me. Even though I hadn't done it in a while, I just had faith in myself that I could. And in terms of growth for this year, I think immediate like when we first ran the team, I think Dash helped a lot. Because he wasn't like IGLing on W7M. But he kind of did like a similar thing where he was like calling a lot mid round, and so
I think
it helped a lot with the adjustment.
I was gonna say I think just giving you different kind of ideas and like seeing
Yeah.
different ways of thinking about the game helps a lot with it. And to be honest, I think like you said, like you used to call like a more stagnant probably style.
Yeah.
I think getting influence, especially from a region like Brazil,
Yeah.
and with mid rounding, I think that is probably something that would probably open your eyes up a lot. And I'm sure Lagonis has done even more of that as well. But
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lagonis like Dash helped immediately, but like the growth after that was basically just like from Lagonis, because he obviously he had jailed for like his whole career, for however long his career was, like 4 years or whatever. So like he was
Mhm.
calling for like his whole career, and so like just like he'll just like DM me randomly after a round and like ask me to either like watch the round back or like give like feedback or something. And so like stuff like that just kind of helps a lot, because when I was first IGLing, when in MEP, I kind of didn't really have that. Like he didn't really help develop me as an IGL, I would say. Um, he was more so doing other stuff. Um, and so like having Lagonis just kind of help bridge that gap and help me like actually like grow and improve, and not just kind of it being like reliant on like myself or just like other players in the lobby, which is kind of harder for them to like see everything and like, you know, be able to like say what we could have done better, stuff like that. It can be like difficult sometimes. So having like a third perspective like that and being able to like give feedback, especially one that has had so much IGLing experience, is like very helpful for me and the team, but like definitely for my growth like individually.
How do you find all these different regions colliding? Do you find it to be difficult to balance? Do you think Lagonis helps with that? Because you've got Baby Shark, obviously, who comes over. You've got the NA guys, not all of whom play the same. You had Dash on the roster. Now you're going to
Mm.
bring Adrian in. And then, of course, you've got Lagonis with his experience. Did you ever find it as an IGL tough for all of these styles to align, or was it really quite easy and everybody just meshed right away?
It was definitely difficult at first. I think that was one of the kind of the things that I think why we weren't like great at reload, was just because I think we were still figuring out like our system and our style. Um, like we were still like meshing as a team, and so like I think it definitely took some time. Um, just because there were so many different ideas coming from like literally 3 different regions, and so trying to like, because me, Jake, and Evan have always played in NA. Like we hadn't made any international events. We had like streamed against a couple of teams, but like we didn't really have like a great feel for how other teams played. And so kind of like figuring out how to like mesh all those like ideas together and kind of like make it like our own system was definitely difficult at first. But I think as time goes on, it kind of just like gives us an advantage, just because we have so many different players with different regional experience. And so I think it just kind of gives us an advantage, just because we can play different styles. And that's,
Uh,
yeah.
I was gonna ask that and say, because I think that I was basically gonna ask, like, do you think that it probably had an influence on, like, you guys, like Reload was your guys' first event, right?
Yeah.
Like that was your
Mm,
first event. That was
yeah.
Jake's
Yeah.
first event, right?
Yeah.
Evan had been on Sonics before, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it had an influence on like you guys like performing internationally right away? Because I've found that usually,
Mm,
when not like the usual suspects of NA have made events, they struggle at first because like they
yeah.
play against teams from other regions and they don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would help because you guys actually, you have coaches and players from other regions that kind of do understand those play styles, and whether you
Yeah.
recognize it or not is like you kind of already are thinking about how they're playing the game differently
Yeah.
because you have a player that thinks about the game differently because they come from that region.
Yeah. No, yeah, it definitely helped both in game and kind of like in preparation for the game. Just like when we were talking about the teams, like they had a much better understanding of the team's map pools than obviously like us three did. And
That makes
so
sense.
like both like before the game and in the game, it like they just like small stuff. Like even like obviously the SSG is a thing, or like as an example, just because I think they're like the best example that I can use. But like for us, like our first stage NAL, we were always talking about like holding for cheese and like runouts early, because they love that shit. And
Mhm.
so literally every round when we walk into a spawn, either me or Jake would always just say like care for cheese, hold runouts. And so we were literally like holding barricades while the other prisoners were piling up it, and like stuff like that. It was kind of like small stuff like that like both Dash and Shark were kind of doing like at reload, just to help us like prepare for like how the teams played.
Mhm.
That kind of just like made it like way easier. And then so we kind of like did the same thing when they were transitioning to NA. Um, so yeah.
That makes
Hmm.
sense.
So I think that leads to the elephant in the room, though, because like you guys are having this great international success, but
Yeah.
what's going on? What's besides SSG, where you're their fathers?
Yeah.
What's going on in NA?
Everybody's so good, bro. Everybody's so good. Like actually. No, I mean, I think part of it that made it kind of more difficult was the fact that Dash was always like solo, and that made our practice kind of less productive and like made the vibes in the team kind of weird sometimes. I think we're much better when we're like all together. I think that's a big part of why we're better on LAN, just because we're all together and we're kind of much more cohesive. And so I think that's part of it. But honestly, I don't know. That's kind of something that we're still like figuring out. I think getting Adrian is helping a lot, because even in the scrims, I mean, we would struggle. Like Troy, you guys like 10-2'd us like an entire scrim before invite. We got shit on.
Yeah, we're a bit of a scrim team sometimes.
Hey,
But
you said it, not
I
me.
mean, we Greg, I've there's clips of me telling us that we've done that. I think we've woken up a bit now. But yeah, we just keep playing SSG, so
Yeah, yeah,
that's
you
our
guys do.
problem.
But yeah, like
Goddamn
no matter
farmers.
who we were scrimming, like it was always like very difficult for us. But even like when we played, like M80, like at Munich, they literally 12 0'd us in a scrim on consulate before Munich, like 2 weeks before Munich. They were up 10-0, and they were about to win the round, and they all nitred themselves to play the 12th round. I've never been so demoralized in my life. Like actually, I've never been so demoralized in my life. They all killed themselves so they could play a 12th round. But like so I think that's another reason why we struggle in NA. Like we just kind of don't. I don't know if people like don't try as hard or what, but we're figuring it out. That's one of our main goals this year, is to not be so ass regionally. Because I am sick of playing C9 the last game of the stage to make playoffs. I'm sick of it. I'm actually
Every
sick of
time.
it. I'm sick of going in the last
we don't
play
even
day.
know if C9's going to have a team. So, I mean, you might be in luck.
They have a team. I don't know who's
Yeah.
on it. I mean, actually, I think I do. It's very weird, but they have a team.
It's all good. The domestic struggle builds character.
That's true. It does. Losing to you guys like
Could
4
be part
times
of
a
the
year, it
payoff.
does build character.
Could be
Do
part
you
of the
heard
payoff.
care? Do you
multiple-
care that you do worse domestically, but you do better internationally? Is that a concern? Do you give a shit?
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, definitely. We want to be good regionally and internationally. Obviously, we'd rather be good internationally than in NA. I mean,
Yeah.
like we'd rather be better. Like we'd rather not
Should
be
just
NA
be
warriors.
okay with that, bro. Who
but-
gives a shit?
Well, yeah, but like if I'm
We
playing
gotta make the
OXG
events at
to
least.
make
As long
every
as you
event,
make it, bro.
Yeah.
Just
well, yeah,
make it.
exactly. But I don't always make it. That's the thing. I just
Yeah.
play OXG, and it's just a coin toss.
You guys have been making it. You guys made 3 of 4 events. Well, 1 was auto invite, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 of 3
Um,
essentially.
yeah. But obviously, we'd rather be good. We'd rather be good at both, just because it is annoying having to sweat just to make playoffs, and then playing the qualification game, stuff like that. So we'd obviously rather be good in NA and internationally. But if we have to pick one of the two, I'd much rather be good internationally, obviously.
Yeah.
Good
100%.
It's like the old FaZe Liquid dilemma, like half a decade ago, where it's like one team just mops the floor internationally and then gets blown up internationally, and the other one just barely makes it, but then makes deep runs internationally.
Yeah.
It's like, which one do you choose? You wanna retire being like, I was NA League champion 3 times.
Yeah, the highest I've ever placed in NA is 4th, so I got some work to do.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about that, bro.
I wish I like this though. Hey, I feel like we've talked about this with other teams on the broadcast before, where it's like, I like when people care about regional matchups. Like in other esports and in traditional sports, people want to be the best of their conference. They want to be the best of their division. They want to be like, they want that pennant, like hanging in their proverbial rafters. Because obviously, like, unless you get like a trophy at the Wildcard house, I guess it doesn't really work that way. But like,
yeah,
I wish that we had more like grudge matches regionally. Obviously, I love international stuff, but like,
I mean, they exist, but
people don't really be like beefing with each other like they used to.
no,
True.
that's true.
A lot of people just like get along now.
Yeah,
It was
that's
very
true.
kumbaya. I saw like
People
four,
too
like
friendly.
Troy was like sitting with like the SSG guys, hot and cold. I was like kumbaya sessions up there. I was like, Jesus
Well,
fuck, you guys have to.
bro, like, what are we gonna do? Like, me and Matt have literally been playing like against each other for 10 years.
Yeah, literally.
Like, and then like Fultz, like I played with Fultz when he was 18, bro, and now he's like playing with now he's like IGLing 18-year-olds. Like,
That actually went full
I don't know,
circle.
bro. Yeah, I literally would joke in chat and call Liam my fucking grandson because he's fucking Fultz's son. Like,
Not anymore. Now he's Matt's. Just saying. Okay, everybody knows.
You're allowed to talk. You're allowed to talk
Is
about
that
rumored
true?
roster changes on here. That's not a problem at
Is
all.
that
We
true?
did a whole section on roster mania in our last episode.
Everybody
None of-
knows.
obviously-
Really?
Really?
Everybody knows.
No.
He's streaming
was
ranked with those guys every day.
Ashen was
They're just
you're
good
talking about
friends.
Ashen, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're talking about Ashen being rumored to go to M80 to replace
No,
Kino?
I would never talk about that.
Well, no, I'm reasonably
This-
certain we talked
this
about that
is
on
the
the
street.
last show.
Yes.
It's
That is
obviously it's rumored. Nothing
the
is
rumor on the
confirmed so
street.
far, but
Yep.
It's the
rumored.
rumor on the street.
yeah, word on the street.
I didn't confirm it.
Well, nobody's confirming it, but again,
I didn't
we're
either.
good-
That's just what I've
guest
heard
did.
on the street.
Uh-huh.
Look,
I've just
we
heard.
did
I've just heard he's Matt's son
45
on the street.
fucking minutes on rumored roster changes last episode. I don't think anybody cares here. We're not.
We
Nobody's
need an
getting in
Ian
trouble.
Rappaport just like announcing this.
He's watching. He's watching this shit live. Just put out a new tweet.
Yep.
So a lot of our topics have actually been hit on very organically here. I do want to focus a little bit on your international success. Why do you do so well internationally? What do you think it is?
I think. I can't really. It's kind of hard to put like a finger on. I think we're definitely better when we're all in the same place, and I think the vibe is just different at a tournament for us. Like it's very different at a tournament. Like everybody's always like very like locked in and everything. Like nobody's ever really doing anything weird. But it's kind of something that like we can't really put our finger on. I think part of it is they're just not as familiar with us. Especially with like Shark. Like I think Shark is very good at tournaments, especially like the first half of tournaments, just because people are like getting adjusted to him, just because he is very weird to play against. Even in free for all, bro. That guy's weird.
Yep.
Like he's just like in a corner Dokkaebi and then kill somebody and then full sprints to a different
mean,
corner. Like he's just
yeah,
hard to read.
Even for me, like I think it was like literally the first time we played you guys on Cafe, and he like killed me like
Ah,
2
Cafe.
straight times, like Cafe first floor lurk, and I was like, oh, this is how he plays.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
nailed
like,
it.
if you-
Now I know how he plays, but he did kill me a couple times in that first match, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Like I had no idea like this is what he's like. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's also another reason why we can struggle a little bit more in NA is just because people are kind of more aware of him, and I think he's like kind of an X factor for us. Like I remember we when we were playing OXG for stage 1 to make EWC, they literally like we were playing Cafe and the site was mining, and we were taking top and he was in the basement, and they literally 4-man powered him in the basement with like pulse info on him just because they were like ready for him to be down there. And so like stuff like that, like teams just kind of aren't like adjusting to internationally that well, or like that early, I guess. So I think
They
that's
might
part.
now.
I think that's part of the reason. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Be ready.
That
Yeah.
has been something that's been bandied about by some of the desk talent. You know, like when I listen to like Alfama, Fresh, Fox, and Lax talk about stuff, I naturally assume that what they say is mostly correct because you've got 3 former players and a former coach, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, hey, you guys know this game better than me, but they have brought up the fact that they're like Wildcard literally is what your name suggests, a wildcard. Like a lot of teams don't know how to handle you, and because you are so skilled, like that element of surprise coupled with like the preparation that you credited Lagonis for, but I'm sure some of it
Yeah.
goes to you as well. Like that makes you a dark horse all the time, and it makes people either overlook you or not really know how to handle you. And I mean, you've been using that to your advantage very effectively, and you guys have been doing great at live events.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if people. I mean, definitely going into meeting people to us as an underdog. I don't know if they still do after SI, but like,
I think people are foolish if they think you're an underdog
I
now.
definitely think they're
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think there will be a lot more respect now.
yeah.
I agree.
I mean, that might have been part of it too why we're good internationally is people didn't really respect us. But I don't know. I don't know.
You've also got Adrian now. A lot of
Yeah.
international experience. He's improved quite a lot. Obviously, it's changed your role.
Yeah.
You were known as one of the few fragging IGLs. How are you
those
doing
days
in
are over.
scrims? Are you not?
Those days are
Those
over.
days are done now.
No, not
Fuck that.
entirely. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not getting a lot of kills on attack, but defense is still my domain.
Just wait until Lagonas puts you on Clash.
No,
Good luck
I
getting a kill.
yeah, those days are inbound, I think.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. It's what the team needs. Like,
Yeah.
it's what the team needs. It's best for the team if I'm on shields. It's easier for me to call. It's literally just like best overall. It'll increase our ceiling a lot. So, I don't mind. My team has a good like understanding of the game too, where they're not just gonna drop me because I have bad stats or something because I'm on
Yeah.
shields or some shit. That's the main thing. Like, people like look in and they're like, oh, this guy's fucking minus 80 on shields. He fucking sucks. Get him off the team. It's like, no, like somebody has to do that shit. Like somebody has to. It's very rare to have like an IGL and a shield player who is like has like insane stats. Like it's basically like impossible. So, my team is a good head on their shoulders. Where like if I'm fucking like 2 and 8, but I'm on shields and we're winning, like they won't care. So.
This is something that Troy has beaten into me over a decade, almost a decade of broadcasting now, where whenever we would try to fill time, we would just make reference to whether the IGL was doing well or poorly. And Troy just would always say, like, the IGL is almost always going to do poorly. Stop mentioning it. Like, you don't need to mention it. Just like talk about what everybody else is doing and how they're getting.
I mean, bro, like if he's doing well, it's usually like something else is going wrong.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Literally.
Usually.
Most of the games that I was doing good, we were like losing, or it was like very close. Because I don't want to get to that point where I gotta kill people.
Yeah, you usually shouldn't have to. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be getting like absolutely smoked, probably. But
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, like if you were literally
Sometimes shit just
playing
happens.
Clash and Shields, like,
Yeah.
bro, you're probably not gonna kill many fucking people.
Yeah.
Like, when are you gonna kill them? But,
I think we were streaming you on Sky, and you were in Vase, and I was top black, and you just like juggle one tap me on me, and I'm like, yeah, this guy can still kill people if he's not in shields.
I can
Like you
shoot
actually put me
sometimes.
down.
Troy's
can
been
shoot
shooting. I think
sometimes.
you've been.
No, Troy's
the
been
past
shooting
6
recently, I'm
months,
telling
you've
you.
been shooting.
I
Yeah,
can shoot
Every-
sometimes, yeah.
Every time we stream Shopify, Jake is talking about how Troy shit on him every single time. Literally every time.
Just because he's always on a shield, but yeah, I mean,
From time to
I don't
time,
know
I
if the
can.
death match with the Ambi and
It's
Sports
the
helping
that
too.
that is that. Well, even when I was on DZ, like ever since
Yeah.
like we started doing that, like fighting
Mm.
like Nick and Rob, like
Yeah.
then I realized that, bro, like there was like a no joke. I played so long in the game that I didn't even think about the mechanics. Like
Mhm.
because I just played fucking strategy and utility and like lurking and like all that shit. Like that's
Yeah.
how I played the game, and it would work for me. It didn't matter. But then I would like now I'm taking like so many fucking gunfights. I'm like, oh shit, okay, like this fucking matters. So now like I actually understand it. I mean, I'm not crazy at it, but I can, if I'm actually focused on my
Yeah.
mechanics, I can actually, not be a fucking bot.
No, warming up with Bay and Kansan is
Yeah, like
definitely
yeah,
makes you better.
you definitely.
Sometimes you get shit on, but it's just what needs to be done.
Yeah, they hate how I play. Well, like similar to Shark, I guess they hate how I play in deathmatch because I play like a rat.
Yeah, Shark just plays Dokkaebi, kills one person, sprints to another room, so you like call him out, and then he's just across the map already.
Yeah,
You just can't do shit.
yeah, that's my style.
So you guys ever have any like fights in deathmatch or anything?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like that's just a classic. Right before scrims,
definitely.
you gotta check the mental and everybody.
Ours has
100%.
devolved a little where we just like queue free for all together more. So
Mhm.
That's better, I
Kind of
think.
fight it. Yeah.
The thing that
Just
makes
so
me
that
mad
there's
is
a little
if
less animosity.
like the thing that makes me mad in those is if I'm getting pre-fired and I'm then not even getting gunfights to warm up. That's the main thing that makes me mad.
Yeah.
If I'm like not even getting a gunfight.
Yeah, I agree. So I think the queue and free for all together balances it a bit more.
It might be the way to go.
Yeah. Give it a try.
We've got you for about another 40 minutes is when your hard stop is, but
Yeah.
I don't need to keep, we don't need to keep you for that entire time if you got stuff to do. I am also
I'm good.
conscious of our own time. You've been a terrific guest so far, so we're far from cutting this one short, but I want to, if there's anything else pressing that either Mint or Troy want to talk about in regards to the wild card roster. If not, I would like to ask you similar questions to what we asked Noah about the current meta and just general rosters of your region. Do either of you guys have anything more to add involving wild card specifically?
No,
I think we covered everything. I'm curious about, like you said, with the Solid Snake, the meta that we're going into.
Solid Snake.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think of the current meta? There's obviously
Baby
there's
Shark
been a couple.
like Solid Snake.
Baby Shark does like Solid Snake.
Oh, of course he does.
Makes sense.
No
Yeah,
S&D 12 though. But he does get
Day
an
one,
Well, he's got the
somebody,
F2.
yeah. Day
Like,
one, somebody banned Dokkaebi, and then the third ban after the first 3 rounds they banned Solid Snake. So he's already he's already getting counter banned.
I could see it.
So how is I haven't had a chance to try it yet. How is the F2 with the grip? Is it better?
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
Is it?
Are we going?
I don't think it's
into an
as good
F2
as it used
meta?
to be, but
Is it good enough to supplant the 417?
I mean, I think
question.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just as good, but I think
Yeah.
it just depends how you're playing. Like,
yeah, like if there's an
Like, the
zombie,
gun
you
is
gotta run the
good.
DMR.
again,
opening
I think
window
it just
barricades
depends how
kinda
you're
tough.
playing it. Like, if you're
Yeah, yeah.
lurking, if you're
Well,
lurking,
I mean, yeah,
like
Shark's
in
on the F2,
Snake's
100%
case,
Shark's
but
on the
like
F2.
Twitch, I think there can be a balance because like sometimes it's like I play it sometimes and I'm like in spawn the whole fucking round on a drone and then I get off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't even shoot the barricades. But then there's other guys that are like posted on it a lot more, so the DMR
Yeah.
makes sense.
I the one topic that's come up very frequently in Siege, but also for us, has been more buffs, not nerfs. And I'm, you know, Mint was banging this drum like 6 months ago. So credit to Mint for this. And then Ubisoft came out, like 3 months ago and was like, we're going to buff stuff instead of nerfing it. And Mint was like, I would like my royalty check, please.
Yeah. They should hire you.
They should hire Mint. Yes, I think I trust Mint. But the big thing that was talked about.
Shields.
Yo, I'm just letting you guys talk about Shields.
Blitz is gonna turn into a fucking freak if they give Kyle the fucking reins.
Yo, come on now.
Dude, they nerfed limb damage right when I started playing Shields. I'm actually so pissed. I just keep dying getting shot in the foot. Right when I had to play against Blitz for 3 years, him being OP. The second I start playing it, I just get shot in the toes and I insta die.
Yeah, fucking 2-rounder Rooney, just fuck it.
Yep, just DMR, just 2 shots in the foot, I'm dead.
I'm just walking around looking like this.
We touched on TCSG. Do you not remember? I remember Skies complaining about it because he was like, you'd have like a Kaid or a Goyo like prone watching the drone hole of like clubhouse CCTV wall. And somebody would their foot would appear through the drone hole for a nanosecond. They get shot with the TCSG and 78% of their HP would be gone. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I hate fighting
thing.
Shields with the TCSG. I hate it.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least
It's
that
so
one,
bad.
like it kicks, so like you're not just spamming at the same level. Like, a Rooney and 2-brow is just like they just look at your feet and just boom, 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 boom. Like
when I see a Shield ADS man, I'm on TCSG. I just pray to God I hit a heady.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it seems like we talked about like all the shield counters like trap wise, but during Invite it seemed like Brazil is leaning heavily into like impacts again. Like every lineup had 6 impacts for shield.
Other than for Monty, the impacts are really good for it.
Yeah. Outla and impacts I think are the best shield counters, and Clash.
Thorn.
Is Thorn? I haven't ran into a big Thorn team yet. I don't think.
Surprised with Brazil, but yeah, Thorn's good for it too. Just
well, I wasn't on.
And they like insta deploy. But
yeah.
Oh, okay. Currently, yeah.
Yeah, currently, yeah.
Brazil was playing it a lot.
Yeah. Because the only map I played shields on before now, I played Monty on Cafe for like piano.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't a big Thorn map.
Yeah.
The comment about the DMRs and part of why I asked about the F2 was because DMRs obviously are really, really strong right now. Basically, everybody says if you can play a DMR on an op, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Min, I even think you called Munich like the DMR event or something like that on a show ages ago, right? Where it was like we're in like the DMR meta at this point in time. If we stay subscribed to Ubisoft's current methodology, which is don't nerf stuff, you're basically just gonna have to buff every other gun to match DMRs. Or
why do you think we got F2 grip?
No, of course, but I mean that's only one gun, right? Like, but in order to, how do you chase Lion off of the DMR? You know, like how do you chase Maverick off of the DMR? Stuff like that. I think, unfortunately, I do wonder if nerfs for DMRs do need to be had, either what they've done with taking ammo away or making it so that you can't fire anywhere near as fast, or do like with the TCSG and just add a little bit more recoil after first shot. I think that could help as well. I'm all in on the buff train, so don't hate me for what I'm about to say, but it's like I do kind of worry that you can't buff enough guns to make the DMRs bad. I think you kind of need to give the DMRs a small nerf alongside some other buffs.
It's hard. I think it's got to be like probably ammo capacity or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Like with Tuber
I
on
feel
defense,
like
right? He's
if
10
you-
bullets or something. Like that's it, right?
Yeah, I think
like
he's 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
On his DMR.
11, yeah.
Because I feel like if they change the barricade thing, then it's like you can't even open a barricade. So then you're not going to pick them at all. If they nerf the damage too much, then it's again not going to pick them at all. And the thing is I feel like they actually have to be like okay because they counter a zombie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like we remember like when you couldn't break them with a zombie,
Oh,
like in
so
a
bad.
reasonable like
Yeah.
yeah, like we remember what a zombie initially was like, where it was just like just this fucking unkillable thing that
You had,
like,
you had to
go
put
around
two
and like
hit.
two
You had to
hit
put two
yeah,
hit pellets on it.
yeah, and just like hopefully he doesn't fucking shoot it. Like, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like kind of a tough balance, but I feel like it's got to be mag capacity, so it's like you're not spamming every barricade on the map and Kibas and soft walls and like all that shit. But I don't know.
I think a big part of why they became such a big part of the meta too was, like you said, because the other guns like weren't good. Like the F2 was literally unusable. The Lion AR is not good. So like they only really became this much of like part of the meta just because the other guns were terrible. Like genuinely, they were so bad.
I mean,
They nerfed so many guns. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, nerfing guns is what kind of led us to that LMG or well, I guess wouldn't even say resurgence, but just like surge in particular. Like
Yeah.
when they nerfed Zophia's gun, people were like, okay, I guess we'll just bring the LMG, you know? And it's all of a sudden people are like, wait, LMGs
that's
are
what
actually
I-
kind of good. And oh my God, look at Finka and like, look at how LMGs work. And next thing you know, like Gridlock's running LMG and now Capitão's got the LMG and you're just like, oh my goodness, like just start buffing these guns, make them good again. And it's a shooter at the end of the day. The guns should
Yeah.
feel good to shoot. So
Yeah. Yeah. Panda was just walking around a thick LMG all day. Just so boring.
I think I guess another thing that could help balance it is not only changing their mag count, but maybe the AR's mag count, because that was a nerf that happened a while ago to a lot of the ARs.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
now like yeah, with the ARs it's like if you pick it and then you have to open like 3 or more barricades, like
Yeah,
you're
you'll
playing
run out of
around with
ammo.
only 2 mags or something like
Yeah.
so like there's a lot of spots where it's like I can't even fucking pick, like I have to pick a DMR, otherwise I can't do soft pressure.
No, I think there was a round where I literally ran out of ammo and Capitão and I had a gun. So I literally was just sprinting around with my gun out.
Yeah.
Just literally just like a human shield, just like sprinting around trying to like knife somebody and just like hoping I would take bullets for my team.
can
So I opened
can
like
I-
4 barricades.
Can I tempt you guys with another gun with an ammo capacity? Is the SMG-12?
Oh
Can that
yes,
thing
please.
come
No,
down
yes,
to the
please.
SMG?
Why
11,
does
yes,
that have
why?
a bigger mag size than ARs?
Actually no, keep it
No.
out as I have Baby Shark on my team.
No.
fine. It's fine. Just keep it out
You
as
should not be able to like kill 4 people with that thing. It's ridiculous.
I mean, like you can jiggle pre-fire with it, like bro, like
No, I get
like,
What were you
you're
gonna
not
say?
jiggle
What were you gonna
pre-firing
say?
constantly with fucking smoke and mute. Like
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like
It's a secondary.
you just shouldn't be able to.
I do want to know your general thoughts on the meta though, Spiker. So from Solid Snake to all the other changes, do you think we're going to see much movement from what we saw at SI? Do we think that, you know, the Denari Ella rampage on defense is still going to be quite strong? Do we think Thorn is going to see an uptick in pick rate? Are shields still just as strong?
I think shields are definitely weaker, but I think that's really kind of the biggest meta shift that we'll see. I don't think that like Solid Snake is going to come and like fundamentally change the game, and I don't think there's a ton of huge changes that will change the meta either.
Yeah.
I think the biggest change that happened recently was the hard breach, like the hard breach change with like the Thermite, stuff like that. I think that was the biggest like change that happened recently, and the limit. I think the limb damage
Oh.
on shields makes shields way worse.
I was gonna say that the thermite change, that's not like immediate, right?
No, it already
Or
happened.
you're
I was talking
saying-
about him
yeah,
getting
yeah,
like 3
okay.
Thermites. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was about to say, like, is there another one I don't know about?
No,
Okay.
no, no.
Yeah.
No, I
So-
think
Okay.
yeah, shields are definitely weaker though.
If the shields are weaker, are we shifting to
Mm.
the other power ups? Because it looked like I was seeing a lot of Glaz during SI. Are we going to see a
Yeah,
lot more
definitely.
like Glaz?
Yeah, I think
it
probably
just depends
Glaz.
what people bring.
Yeah, I think
Got
probably
it.
like Glaz, Yin, Grim are probably
I would even
yeah,
consider
Capital,
one
yeah.
still.
Like the kind of like the area denial ops or like the like kind of like cheesy ops. I think are gonna be more prevalent than the shields for the most
Okay.
part.
But I think it comes down to what people bring. But
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
there's lots of ants. That is the thing, is like people like, get frustrated by, like things like shields and things like Ying. Like there are answers to a lot of these ops, but I think
Yeah.
it's just a matter of kind of reading into what people are bringing and
Yeah.
being able to play all these different ops and
Yeah.
make the defense uncomfortable. Bring what's a problem for them.
Yeah, because as a defense, it's hard to bring ops to counter everything. Like it's hard
Yeah.
to have hella like shield counters and a warden, and like just like good ops in general. So like,
Yeah.
if you have like a good prep phase on attack and can figure out like what ops they have and kind of what cheese ops you can use
Mhm.
against like to counter like their defense, then like that's like a huge advantage.
What about Echo? Because I feel like we
Echo's
started
good.
to see it a good amount at SI, but I
Yeah.
feel like that might have been one of the buffs that I don't think teams have kind of figured out enough.
Yeah.
Do we think we're going to see an uptick in Echo coming up this next season? Because I mean, I think that third Echo drone is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, so I think already you will. Once the Dokkaebi thing happens,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
That's what I was
Yeah, 'cause
looking for with the Doke
yeah.
nerf.
Yeah.
Yeah. because that
Do
that
Do we
is
have
the
a
thing right
timeline
now.
for the
Is like,
Doke stuff? Is it
it's the
season
next
3?
season.
I think it's
the
season
Next
2, I think.
season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just
Yeah, I
think
mean,
like,
we love info. Lagonis loves info.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think
That's
I think
crazy.
everybody in NA knows that. It's not a secret. We love info.
I can tell. Yeah.
So we'll definitely be playing some Echo. Now you can't ban all our info ops anymore unless you want to ban Echo, Valka, and Pulse.
This is true. Hey, I'm in the same boat. I love it too.
Yep.
It's infos are so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I can't remember what map it was,
Big
Troy,
fan of
but-
the pulse shotgun change. Then that's like one of my favorite actual changes.
Pulse
Is him
shotty?
having him
with the
having
Reaper as the
Reapers so that-
secondary as well.
so that you can run a shotgun and do setup. So now you can
Yeah.
bring him like
Yeah.
whenever you want. Because like
Yeah.
I actually pick him like so much more often. Like I always liked to play him when I could, but like before it's like he doesn't do any. Like all you could do is get walls before, right?
Yeah. Ops
You
that
can't make
you
holes,
can
you
only
don't bring
do
any
walls make
util.
setups very difficult.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think that's one of the reasons why Fenrir has played so much less than he used to be. Literally just because he can't make rotates anymore.
That, and he has like almost no effect on shields. I think is
No,
like
yeah,
the
that
other
too.
part
Yeah,
of
the
it.
other trapshot
But
does better.
he is
yeah,
still
countering
good
shields.
though. But yeah.
Like I think if they gave him his bailiff back, it's same thing with Legion. They took away his super shorty and he's just played way less. Because you just need people to make rotates.
Yep.
Because like I used to play Legion in sight sometimes, but since I'm always responsible for making rotates on like literally every strat, I just couldn't.
We always arrive at this conversation. I feel like if I had $1 for every time we talked about it on this podcast, I'd probably have like $25, which is a lot because I don't even know if we've done 50 episodes. But
I've seen it coming.
what, the secondary shotgun conversation?
Yeah, because you're
Well,
right.
I mean,
We've talked about it quite a lot
Helby-
with Fett.
Helby and Pojo talked about this a lot. Fet's obviously talked about it a fair bit, where it's like, what would happen if you gave just a slew of defenders secondary shotguns that can do rotates, but then like nerf damage or stuff like that? And I think even you and Fed, I think, Min even talked about like maybe like the Deagle can help with that. Like just like small changes where like how much better would it be? Let's ignore pro
I
play
think
for
then it
just a
just-
second.
It becomes like more balance off the gadget side, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
it should be.
It should be balanced, yes, we know that. But then it's much easier to just press a button and make guns do less damage and then not touch the actual gadgets themselves, or just like, oh, this operator's too strong, let's take away their nades, or let's make them a 3 armor or something like that. And it's like, okay, well, the problem fixes itself. But I mean, I will say we mostly talk about competitive stuff here, and obviously it would have profound impact on the competitive scene. But I can tell you right now how frustrating it is just from like a solo queue or even like a duo queue perspective. You want to play 2 operators, but neither of them have ability to do site setup. And then you just rely on 3 teammates getting the job done. And sometimes they're just headless chickens. And you're like, oh, great, we have no way to open up this wall. Oh, great, unless we burn a nitro cell, we don't have the ability to have a rotate between bomb sites. I do wonder if adding like the bailiff is usually the go-to because it's also just not a very good offensive weapon compared to a lot of the other secondary shotguns. But just like opening up those options, I think could really, really help. But then, yeah, it would go to Troy's point where you'd have to balance around gadgets, which you should, but obviously is not always the easiest. So
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question with that. With you're able to make rotates with Scopos now. Is
Yeah.
Scopos' pick rate going to skyrocket because of that?
No,
No.
just because again, it's like the utility, right?
Still hard
Like I
countered
think
by
it like
hard countered by Dokkaebi as well.
well, it's just
Yeah.
Scopus's utility is like so niche that it's like it's to the point where like if you want to pick Scopus, you are picking Scopus like regardless of site setup thing.
Yeah.
So like there might be like a couple more instances where it's like, like it wouldn't be like a bad option here and I could still make my rotates. So then it's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like just like the use for is like the use for Scopus is like so niche that it's like
Yeah.
you're only picking it for like a couple sites where like you'll actually get use out of it.
Because I think the main thing too is it's normally the site players who make rotates, and so
Yeah.
like the site players aren't going to pick Scopus.
True.
Because I think even
guess
like,
it's-
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like even like Mozzie, he got a super shorty. Like
Mhm.
he's being played way more just because he can make rotates now.
Yep.
Like
True.
it just
True.
like makes it because like before Mozzie got his shotgun, like there was like I could play like Cade, Recruit, or like Mute or Smoke were like the main ops that I could play in site to make rotates. And so I was just playing Recruit, TCSG, Barb, Nitro, calling it a day. But now like there's just like whenever there's an op with a shotgun, like there's just like more options. And so like I think that's a big reason why Mozzie's just being played more.
Yep.
Because I started to see like lists of now that Scopus can make rotates, he's like A tier or S tier because he can. I guess you can switch quicker too. I think was a new change. I think you guys touched on the last podcast.
You can
think so,
swap
yeah.
quicker between the
So
two.
you
Yes,
can-
that was
you can
another
clear,
change, right?
You can clear a Deimos track with it.
Yep.
So the Deimos is not a counter, and you also obviously if you take damage, you could just go to the other guy and full heal up.
Mhm.
Yippee, if that's ever going to happen to you. But I was just kind of curious, your guys' opinion, because I always felt like Scopus is very niche, and I'd rather have traps or something else. I mean, you also have
Yeah.
impacts for shields, I guess, but yeah, I feel like there's other things.
No,
Yeah, but if you're
it's-
Scopeless, you're probably not going to be in a spot where you're going to like impact a shield unless you're getting hunted. But then you'll just TP.
yeah, it's like a solo room. Yeah.
So
Yep.
I will say, I guess the one thing that I'm thinking about now that it's like somewhat nice about it is just again for solo roam, like being able to like pocket your impacts for shields because now you can impact or you can punch out a door for runouts. So like
Yeah.
that's nice. Or if you get ignored on a solo alert and like you need to make vert, it's nice. So it helps a bit, but it's not. Yeah, like at the end of the day, like the utility of the op itself is so niche that it's like not a high pick rate no matter what.
yeah.
I am glad that they're buffing Scopos because I mean I'm taking more of the casual approach to the I guess just maybe this episode or more in general, but it's like I never see Scopos in ranked. I never see Scopos in any of my matches. Like the operator just basically does not exist. And when I do see it, I'm if I teammate playing it, very little value I find is gained from it. It's only really on certain maps. Like I'll see Scopus a little bit on like Cafe. I might see Scopus on like Clubhouse, but like beyond maybe like Nighthaven Labs, but like beyond that, I don't really see much in my games. And it's just like there's better options. I mean, the faster switch and the the passive are good. And I do like that they're trying to tinker with Scopus to make, I guess her is the correct word, even though it's two robots. To make her, I guess, a bit more relevant, but yeah, I'd be in favor of giving that passive to more operators, but I mean,
I'd be fine with
I
that
also,
too.
I don't love unique passives. I've been pretty critical of them in the past, but I mean, that one to me is quite
They're well
harmless.
made.
Okay. I'm the
Who
reason why
cares?
Withstand got taken out of the game.
Yeah,
That's why I
I
read
know
on the
you
Rainbow
are.
Six subreddit all the
I
time.
know you are.
Yeah, it's my fault,
You
apparently.
piece of fucking shit.
You know how many times
hate
you know how many
you.
times I could have used that withstand? You know how many times?
I would still pick Zofia if it weren't for you.
Yeah, all right. All right.
My stats would be
whatever.
so much better.
Yeah. What are you doing for preparation for Salt Lake City? No team is qualified yet for the Salt Lake City Major. Obviously, you have to beat NA to get there.
Yeah.
How have
it's hard.
you changed up your preparation to ensure that you don't end up just playing C9 and OXG fighting for your life?
Well, Oshi left the game, so we're safe from Oshi now.
That's true.
Hopefully
Wow.
their core
Oh,
doesn't
the
keep that
spirit of
safe.
OXG will live on in wherever they go.
Yes, yes, they will. No, I mean we're just kind of doing the same thing we were before. We're just kind of, we're definitely like today we have like a 6-hour strat talk. So like we're definitely like going through strats pretty heavily. And then we're definitely gonna start like we're like doubling as much as we can just to get as many as reps as we can. Just because like even though there's still 4 of us together, things are still different. Just because role changes, Adrian obviously has to get used to us and stuff like that. So we're just getting as many reps in as we can. I think it's like the most important thing that we can do at this point in the team. Just get reps. Just get people comfortable with each other. Get everybody comfortable with the new system, new rules, stuff like that. So we're not changing too much like our practice goes or anything. I think we're probably scrimming a little bit more than we normally do. But nothing too drastic.
Did I hear 6 hours strat talk?
You did hear that. You did hear that.
That's one. That's
11 to
dedication.
5.
One
11
that's
to
dedication.
5.
But for the people that don't know what that is, what is a 6-hour strat? Like, are you guys all just like together, just yapping about strats, or is it like going through the playbook with Adrian?
People aren't falling asleep.
Yeah, because that's in my experience, people fall
yeah.
asleep after, I don't know, Troy, what, like 30, 45 minutes? Like,
It's pretty quick.
that's a long time.
Yeah. We take a break between maps. It's a rule. Everybody has
Okay.
to get up and walk away
Okay,
from their
good.
PCs. Stay awake, stuff like that. But yeah, basically just me and Lagona's just going through stuff with everybody. Changing strats, talking about, like people's spots changed, stuff like that. Just kind of going through stuff with people. I mean, it just takes a while. A lot of stuff to talk about. You have to go through stuff. People are gonna have questions naturally. So there's just a lot of stuff to talk about, and it takes a while.
I mean, we'll sit down here and we'll do like a 3-hour podcast and, don't even blink and then it's gone. I mean, we started recording the show over 2 hours ago at this point. Like,
Yeah, I've already been here for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you've been here quite a bit. So, I mean, and it doesn't feel like that. It feels like you've been here for like 20, 30 minutes. It just, if you're passionate about it and you love it, go by in the blink of an eye. We can do storyline meetings at events and it's like, there'll be a couple good stories we really like. And suddenly we've spent 40 minutes talking about a single matchup, like it's just.
You got to also account for the fact though, Parker, that a decent chunk of Rainbow Six Siege professionals, their fucking mind explodes if they're not like shooting a person in the head for like.
They got Subway Surfers
2
up on their
hours,
other monitor all the time.
They're like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
like,
Lagonas has a little corner with the Subway Surfers
play,
in the top right of his screen.
I mean,
I gotta be playing.
Gavin was not sitting there for 6 hours.
Oh my god.
Dude, I love Fet to death, but Fet literally has to stim while we're recording. Like Fet literally does like whatever terrorist hunt is while we're recording because he has to like stay stimmed. So it's like I get it. But I mean, if you love what you do, 6-hour strat talk, that sounds like crack to some people.
No, I'm just chilling. Me and Lagonas are just talking,
easy.
and then we say something to somebody, and then we're just like, "Yo, Shark." He said, "What?" Like he just kind of completely like zoned out just because we were talking.
I had something like that the other day. Like I said something to Ambi and he like literally did not respond for like 30 seconds. And then he goes, "What? Hello?" And I was like, "Were you here?" And he's like, "Yeah." I don't know.
No, that's what he's just got to say.
Like,
I was
okay.
lagging. I don't know what's
like,
going on.
I was like, okay, I'll go back over it.
What's that tray you cut out?
Bro, like he literally like he was at his computer. He just gone for like I don't know how long. So
I don't think that ever happened with Ambi when I was with him. Although
to be fair, that
weren't
was
going
the
that
first time
deep.
it happened. It literally just happened the other day, and I was like, bro, what the fuck just happened, bro?
Yeah, there's some people that you expect them to, they're gonna like zone out at some point, and you're just like prepared that you're gonna have to go through it again. Like that's just part of how it is.
Yeah,
that is part of how it is. But we as like the IGLs, the coaches, we enjoy it. It's everyone else. It's like, oh god, here we go.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
There are players that you talk to who are like, we've wanted to get them on this show, and in private, like over the last, like we're not talking like recent, we're talking like over the last like 5 years we've been doing the show. It's almost 6 years. I'd reach out to somebody and they'd just be like, I'm just like ooga booga, man. I just show up and I just shoot. I don't know what I could possibly talk about. And even Noah said that when I DM'd him, and I don't mean to expose him here, but he's like, he's like, I don't know how well spoken I can be on like the strategic elements of it, but like I can talk about it if you want. I was like, I think people are smarter with this kind of stuff than they think, but
Yeah.
I've definitely talked to players at events who are like, oh, I don't remember that round. I just remember shooting people. And it's like, okay.
I don't remember who it was, but somebody was interviewing somebody on our team asking about like our game plan going into the game or something, and honestly, they could not have been given like more wrong answers for what our game plan was and what we were doing. Like they actually could not have been more wrong.
Yep. Yep. I've heard
It was like
As
right
long-
after
I
the
feel
game
like
too.
it's-
It was honestly like inspiring.
as long as you've got at least one brain in the server, I feel
Yeah.
like that's often enough.
I think it's very valuable to have two nowadays. Like I
Yeah.
think most like very good teams have two.
Who's your second
If not
brain?
more.
If not you, your brain number one. Who's second brain on Wildcard?
Lagonas, he's a player focused on the strategies. He's not a coach. He's a player focused on the strategies. That's what he calls himself.
Okay. Okay. Troy,
I
do you have a
mean-
second brain on Shopify Rebellion?
I
Who's your
mean,
second
well,
brain?
Seth is a coach, but honestly, Ambi and Surf both, I think,
Yes.
would impress people. I think
I don't-
Surf
yeah.
especially, people don't know, I think, how well he understands the game. I think he's leaning into it more now. I think he's
Yeah.
becoming a student.
Are you
which
the
I'm quite
master
proud
and
of.
he's the student?
I'm Master Splinter.
That's a focus for you guys, right? Like getting a second voice.
For our
and
team,
Finding a second voice.
just
A little bit
getting
more?
anyone more involved, just getting people more
exactly.
involved.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it. I don't think it. I mean, yes, there can be too many voices, too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak.
Yeah.
But being a smarter player is never a bad thing.
Yeah. That's kind of why I said Lagonas, because it was Dash, and I don't really know who the second person's going to be yet for like this
Yeah.
iteration of the roster. It'll probably be Adrian or Jake, probably. I could one of those two.
But yeah,
Yeah.
But
being
we'll see.
being a student of the game is important.
That was one thing that people never knew about Ambi that I always thought that like he was very good at on aerial, like in T3, was calling.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah.
think people realize how vocal he is.
Yeah, I think so. For like micro plays and like stuff like that,
Yeah.
just stuff that's around him, and he's like he's
Yeah.
an aggressive player, so like
It's
there's
very
a
good to
lot
have
going
your
on
aggressive
around
players have
Ambi.
ideas like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
I
so
think you did a
it's
great job with
definitely helpful.
Bambizu developing and getting him to be very
Yeah,
vocal as an
that
entry.
I think the last time I was on the podcast, I think I said like that Rob was like probably like I don't think people understood like how smart of a player he is, and just like how he is as a player. But he was someone like that where it's like he became like a student of the game kind of thing, and like really started to understand the game, think about the game, and like see the game as not just an FPS kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it like worked wonders for him. But yeah, like I thought obviously that was like a huge hit for DZ losing him, because I think people didn't realize like how much he did outside of like he does like
Yes.
he frags, but outside of just that like comms wise, idea wise, all that. Yeah.
Very rare in an entry. So it's cool. It's cool to hear that Ambi's kind of like the same mold. It sounds like a little bit.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Honestly, him
Actually-
and Dame both very
Dame?
very similar in
Okay.
that sense. And be the more aggressive side, Dame the more lurky side, I'd say.
I
don't remember.
obviously don't. I've gotten to spend some time with obviously the Shopify Rebellion guys because of that Spoit event, and then obviously Troy, our friendship, and the amount of time we spend at events if you have availability. I think a lot of people will immediately think that Ambi is just like a brain rot zoomer who's just like a child just that screams all the time and is kind of a goofy kid. And I think that might be not an incorrect first impression, but I am continuously impressed with how sharp his wit is. Like if
Yeah.
you cut through the fact that he's like obviously a kid, like if you cut through that, he's very aware. He's a bright person. And it's like, it
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me that he would take up more leadership. Like the guy's obviously got a very good brain in his head.
I agree.
Surf, I feel the same about as well. And I mean, in my defense, because I know this is just a small tangent. I know that you and Dream picked up on what Surf was doing on that Nighthaven defense right away with the sentry.
Proxies.
With the
Yeah, was that
proxy
an
and the nitro
accident,
cell.
Troy? Hit me with
No,
it.
that's on purpose. So
Okay.
it's but it's been so. I will say they were saying after that it was an Ambi idea. We we've been working with Thesis, who
Yeah.
was working with
Yeah.
Lagonis before on Liquid.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
worked with him. He mentioned that the smoke lineup on console you saw, that was also a Thesis thing.
I was gonna ask about that. Yeah.
But he mentioned that idea of basically the counter to Thatcher thing. But like there's lots of them like Thorn, but you can do it with a lot of things, right? You can do like smoke. You could run alarms on smoke and throw an alarm and then
Yeah.
throw a smoke. You can do it with an electric claw and Cade. Just anyone, if anyone has a pocket piece of utility, you can throw first, then throw a nitro.
Well,
essentially.
I felt somewhat vindicated here because Jesse caught it. And Jesse, as we usually do when we're casters, we didn't outright say this was or wasn't what happened. Jesse goes, I wonder if he fat fingered and meant to throw out the nitro cell.
Yeah.
And because there was so much chaos going on, another thing that people need to realize about casting is that we're not always focused on what everybody else is focused on. So like if Mint is solely focused on what Surf is about to do, then Mint's going to pick up on something that, you know, if we're focused on Surf, but we're also focused on the execute going down, and we're focused on the person outside, and we're focused on the, like, we're going to just naturally miss certain things. And if you've got 1,000 people watching a live event, there's a lot going on. So Jesse kind of was just like, oh, I wonder if he fat fingered, and we moved on. And then afterwards, obviously Surf came up to him and was like, no, I did that on purpose. But even on the show last week, both Fett and Bolo were like, did he really mean to do it? Or is it one of those things?
He meant to do it. Yeah, he meant to do it. Like we
like,
literally,
man, if Fett
we were like,
are casting down. I feel a lot less stupid.
Yeah, no, we've talked about it like
and Fett agreeing
on the sites where like, you know, the Thatcher plants are a threat.
Yeah,
you have to take into account now where it's like, okay, if our denial for it is a nitro, okay, we need to have like a piece of pocket util ready so that we can be able to deny. So yeah.
So
and then, like again, a lot of
second best.
Yeah, a lot of teams have done different things. Smoke proxies, you're saying, but like a lot of teams have done different things. Like teams will just have Goyos set, or like I saw FaZe on Chalet. Vitakin would play like Thorn with just like all of his Thorn traps in the pocket. Ella, just stuff like that. Just where you have a lot of util that can deny it.
Yeah, a lot of people hold like 2 Elements in their pocket.
Yep.
Especially in like CC, because people like need the CC window to clear the Element, they'll just replace it.
Yep, just fill it over and over. And same thing with Thorn traps.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, like the horse store on Fortress, bro. Like the
it's
horse
so
store on
annoying.
Fortress,
It's
bro.
actually so annoying.
They got Ella in one spot and Thorn in the other. Bro, they throw one trap and they literally have 6 pocketed traps and just.
I've even had people like fill the Naris on me horse store, and I was like in awe.
Yep. That door will have a trap on it. Like
I twitch thrown it, and then literally just another Janari just got thrown. He had like 3 in his pocket or something, just kept filling it.
In.
Yeah, it's.
He literally just kept filling it. It was so annoying.
I just accept it. I'm like, okay, there will be a trap placed.
Yeah.
I am conscious of your time. You need to go in about 10-ish minutes or so. I also have a commitment as well. For those that are wondering, we are filming this on Friday. There is a Rainbow Six mobile event. I believe our first one ever.
I also am very busy.
Yes, you've got all of Team Secret in your house right now, which is a joke for, your boy Spoit is actually going to be competing in this Rainbow Six mobile event. So I'm assuming you're not going to be scrimming, which is why you're here.
I will be slaying the fuck out of the Spire.
No scrims.
Happy Slay the Spire 2 Day for all those who celebrate. Typically what we do, Spiker, is when we bring guests on, we give them the final moment of the show for them to you can plug your socials if you want people to follow you on, if you stream, if you have a YouTube channel, TikTok, whatever, you can plug all that. If you don't want to plug that, just take some time to talk about your team. You can thank the fans. You can do whatever you want, really. The floor is entirely yours. We appreciate like hell you taking some time to come join us. This has been literally, I cannot believe it's been almost 2 hours with just like having you here. It's just flown by. You've been exceptional. So thank you for joining us, and the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I got nothing. I'm terrible in these situations. I got nothing to say.
Terrific. Well, I'm very glad. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I figured I'd be honest instead of just rambling about something.
No,
That's
I mean,
good.
A lot of people say the same thing. They're like, just want to say thanks to the fans. We're here because of you, like, look out for us. And it's just like, I mean, I get it. But...
Ask me a siege question. I can talk for like an hour. Ask me something like that. I got nothing.
I respect that.
You play
Doesn't-
Slay the
hey.
Spire?
I don't. My brother does. I don't.
You could
Gotta
talk
give it
about
a
the
whirl.
Hasham
Gotta give it
site,
a whirl.
I honestly
about
don't play a
what?
ton of games.
the Hasham site on Fortress. You could talk about that one.
Oh, Hammam.
Sean.
Or Hammam or whatever it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
Hammam. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people were
Great
cooking me
one.
for calling that site, but
1-1?
between the first game and the second game, we made adjustments to counter the full clear. Me and Lagonas went into the lab. We made some adjustments, and then we won the second time.
Okay. I think it's the only win on that site, right? So
I think we're the only team to
That's
play it
like-
at the event.
exactly.
That's
That's
some
why I
bones.
wasn't gonna say that. Just the only win.
I mean, we
That's
scrimmed you
some
against
bones.
Troy. I think probably. I mean, I assume so. We scrimmed on Fortress a lot.
Yeah, I think we've probably attacked
Probably.
it once or twice, but I think
I think it
I
was.
think we probably won it.
Don't say that. No, don't say that.
I'm just saying, bro. That site does not
No.
have a good track record in my
I think
experience.
Statistically, I think it was our second best site on the map, or third best. But I only called it once per
Well, yeah,
scrim.
you gotta be.
Yeah, because once if I called it the second time, then we'd probably lose it.
Yeah.
Because then teams would figure it out. But
Is there value in that? Because we say this on the broadcast, and I want you all to kind of fact check me here. We'll talk look, I mean, bar stage for Clubhouse is usually the one that comes up the most, just because Clubhouse tends to be the most played map, or at least one of the most played maps, and it's a bomb site that never shows up. And
hey, we
every
played
now
it.
and then a team. Sorry.
We played it. We lost it, but we played it.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, what we tend to say on the broadcast is like these bomb sites are not played for a reason. But if they do show up, usually it's there's one of two reasons why. Either a team is really well prepared and they think they've cracked the code, or a team is getting the shit beat out of them and they're just like, let's just try. We're losing every other bomb site. So it's like I just want to know if there's any value to that thinking, because that Hammam bomb site on Fortress was, I think we actually did the episode, me and Fett, where basically consensus was like, this is one of the worst bomb sites in the game when Fortress joins pro play. So do you think there's value to the fact that teams will try really hard and bring it out in a desperate attempt to catch people off guard, and then if they do it more than once, it gets exposed?
I mean, at least for us, I think so, because we play all 4 bomb sites on every map we play. So,
Right.
that's kind of one of the things that can make us kind of weird. Like, I think some teams, can just like struggle to attack the 4th bomb site. Like, some teams just can't win an attack on Kitchen on Labs, stuff like that. I think that's probably the best 4th bomb site in the game, though, in my opinion. Kitchen on Labs.
Might even be a third bomb site.
That
nowadays.
might be a third bomb site.
It might be.
That might be the third best bomb site on that map.
Yeah, but like I think especially just like scrimming against teams, there's some teams you can tell that they're just like very uncomfortable scrimming or
Yeah.
playing against those kind of bomb sites. And so it's very worth it for teams like that are uncomfortable attacking sites like that to just whip it out in the game, because like that like they're gonna be uncomfortable. Even if it's not the best site, like you might have a better chance of winning that site than like one of like the default sites. Like DZ on Labs was very, very good at attacking top floor, but they struggled a lot attacking kitchen most of the time. And so we would normally just go top floor once against them. Like the second half, we would go top floor once against them, and then just start playing kitchen more. Just because they clearly had top floor figured out, but they struggled more in kitchen.
All right, gentlemen. Other than Spiker, because we gave him the floor, but it was perfectly succinct. Troy, thank you so much for joining us on your day off. Fett was in class today, so he was unable to make it. Gentlemen, final thoughts before I close the show.
Don't really have much to say. I hate when people ask me stuff like that.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's terrible. Like asking about Siege, and then
You're
we
just
got an
taking
answer,
this
and
far.
now we got
Thanks for-
nothing.
Thanks to the fans. Thanks to my family. Good to be back as usual. Always fun. Always a good time. This was a great conversation. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, glad you came on, Spiker.
That was
And
good
I mean, same goes for Noah as well.
Yep.
I like the IGL insight, the coach insight kind of stuff. So I always appreciate that. Even talking about Savage with Noah a little bit.
I was very happy when there was a vlog for you guys at SI. I
For
love
our
behind
team?
the scenes content. Yeah, I just love content
Oh,
like
yeah,
that behind
yeah.
the scenes, because I just love how watching other teams operate.
Yeah,
More of that.
yeah.
I wish we had. I
it's
do really
always
wish we had more
interesting
of
stuff.
that.
Yeah, unfortunately, Koi, our media guy, wasn't with us at SI, so we won't get one. But we have one for the other 2 events. But I love content like that.
Yeah. Watch True Sights and Dota. Those are good ones.
Mhm.
Those are very good ones for stuff like that. Even if you don't know Dota.
Yeah, I find it
So-
more difficult to watch like League and Dota and stuff because I don't play those games, and so I don't know what the fuck I'm watching.
Yeah.
But, like,
Dota is
I'll watch like
brutally
CS
hard.
and I'll watch like CS and like Valorant documentaries stuff like that, just because I enjoy how like watching how other teams operate, see if I can take stuff from that, stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's how you do
Yeah.
It's
it.
very insightful.
I agree. Anyways,
Kyle and your
Yeah.
new
great
room.
time. Over to you, Kyle.
In my new room, the Valentine's Day pillows. Hope you guys for my Valentine in February because now we're coming up on St. Patrick's Day. No, I mean Troy, always good having you on the show. Love it. Spiker, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, so it's really cool that we got you on the show. I think I'm very excited to watch this entire year with you guys on Wildcard because you're like the up and coming IGL. So it's very cool to see insight, especially now that you're on Shield. So I'm going to be scrutinizing.
That's fine.
quite a-
No,
quite a
that's
lot.
fine. I'll take the criticism. I'll take the
Yeah.
criticism.
Look,
It's
just
what's
don't be
needed.
Forrest on the Shield, and you'll be good.
Oh,
it was-
sweet God.
I already told you I might be sprinting
What's
around
that
on Blitz a
supposed to
little
mean?
too much.
What's that
trust
supposed to
we-
mean?
Troy said it. I've been there as well. You feel invincible on that.
Yes,
thing.
you do. You just start sprinting, then you just
I
get shot in the
trust
side of
me.
the head, and you're like, oh well, shit.
And then
At
you're
least-
wondering
at
where your
least-
team is. You're like, why are we not pushing?
At least you can't jump through the barricades anymore.
Yeah.
That'll get you killed sometimes when you're feeling invincible.
Yeah, I
But
tried doing
it
that a
was
couple
also
days ago.
good change. Good change. Forgot
Yeah,
to
it
mention
was.
that. Good change.
That is
Yeah,
a
it
very
was.
good change.
I honestly
That was-
forgot that
yeah.
happened until you.
That was
just
the
said it.
most reasonable shield nerf
That's
Yeah, it
that
was
there
good.
could be.
yes.
Yeah.
It's sad. But yeah, besides that, I got nothing. Also, glad to have Noah on the show because the Team Seeker guys, I've been hearing a lot about them from Kenny. He was on ITB as well. So
Yeah.
I actually asked a lot about to Noah or about Noah to Kenny. So yeah, it was cool to hear the insights of their team as well. And yeah, SI was awesome. So the floor is yours. The floor is yours, Parker.
Well, now that we're in the off season, obviously Challenger stuff is ongoing right now. For people who haven't kept up to date, there's a lot of T2 stuff that's going on. There was a little bit of T2 drama that people might have seen with teams getting disqualified and potentially banned from comp for a year and then a month and then however long, which honestly will probably be brought up on our next show. But when we have guests on, we tend to want to talk to them about themselves and not just everything else that's going on. Because we are in the off season, we will likely have more guests on until the games come back. So if we haven't done any call to actions, we don't usually do call to actions when guests are on. But in a perfect world, we will give you some advance notice and you can ask questions that we can then read to those guests. And that would be a cool way to cap off our shows. But if you have made it this far into the podcast, do chime off in the comments as to who you'd like to see on the show. Yes, we had Bolo on as a co-host last week, but would you like an entire episode with him as a guest, for example? We could spend an entire episode talking to Mint, because while Mint has been on the show, we've never really done like a Mint episode. And of course, Spiker, you were a terrific guest, as was Noah earlier. You both are always welcome on. If we ever do super shows, should your teams not qualify, we'd always love to have you on to be experts in your region. Spiker, you were probably one of the most knowledgeable guests we've ever had on this show. So I really appreciate you coming on here and imparting knowledge. And I know that for the ball knowers in chat, they'll appreciate it. And for those that are maybe not the most knowledgeable, I think they'll likely learned a lot from hearing you speak. So thank you very much for joining us. Good luck in the upcoming seasons. And of course, on the road to qualifying for the Salt Lake City Major. On behalf of every one of our hosts, Fett, myself, Troy, Mint, thanks to our guests, Noah and Spiker, and of course, Last Free Nation producer David, and all the sponsors that we have, none this week, but usually some. We just want to say thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all that fun stuff, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.